What's up, good people? Welcome to the live draft show. We're live and the Raiders are officially on the clock. We are live. It is here. It's Craig and I today. I see Stebbs in the chat. He is with family, so he may or may not come in at some point. Stanley is not feeling well, to put it lightly. He's on death's door. Not literally, but he's not doing good. So he will not be here. Jamie, we will see. I don't think he will be here either. But for now, it's the two of us. So as the Raiders are on the clock, we know it's gonna. I mean, has there been anybody other than Mendoza mocked the Raiders ever during the draft process?
I don't feel like there's been anyone. Every once in a while they get a little tired of saying the same name over and over again. So once Kirk Cousins was signed, then I heard like one or two chirpings about maybe them taking someone else, maybe another defender, which never made sense to me. This is kind of how this is supposed to work. You get Kirk Cousins, he can come in and start. Mendoza's not forced into action early. The Raiders can build the franchise or the roster, and then he can take over. So I've not seen any other name realistically. So I think there's no drama involved in this one whatsoever.
Yeah. So I know, again, we do it every draft season. Make sure you don't tip any picks. We're all watching it live. We are on NFL Network. If you guys want to watch the same feed we are, because I'm sure we'll comment on what's going on there too, as we look at Mendoza's family there in the picture. And so don't tip picks in the chat, please. When the Chargers are probably on the clock or a pick before, we'll put the stream in we'll put the draft in the stream so we can all watch it live, and then we can all turn off our TVs and just watch it together. So we kind of went over it a couple days ago, Craig, but it just feels like, and I mentioned on Twitter today, it just feels like the best case scenario is Vega, but if Vega's not there, even it's trade down and or if there's a player available, because there's rumblings about a few, which we could talk about probably because we got some time. We're still team trade down or trade for a player if that.
Yeah, 100%. Vega falling would be fantastic. I still don't think that happens. But if it does, yeah, you run that card in. If not, hell, we can just sit here and enjoy the first round and not make a pick until tomorrow, and I'd be perfectly fine with that. Unless you're talking about trading back into the end of the first round. I mentioned it on the pod a couple of days ago. I think the Chargers should be aiming to get 4 top 100 picks. That would be ideal for me. And I'm not swayed one way or another. If it's Vega in the first, fantastic. If not, there's no one else that makes me believe that they absolutely have to be the pick unless someone just continues to fall and tumble down the board for reasons we don't know. And then we can have a separate conversation about that. But for the time being, I'm preparing myself to literally sit here for the next 3 hours and just watch everybody else make picks, and hopefully the Chargers make none, unless, again, it is Vega.
Yeah, and we mentioned it a couple days ago, but the talent level from 22 to 32 to 40 is pretty minimal. I put together that emotional chart, which I've done forever since 19. This is the first year really where I had a hard time being like, who would I really be happy about?
Yeah.
And then the 3 names I listed are guys that most likely won't even be in the area. And then even the ones I'm happy with, I'm just like meh on, to be honest with you. This really truly feels, and it's no hyperbole because we've been doing this a long time, to be a really, really weak draft class. 10 to 1 to 15 might be some players, but after that, I do not feel like there are, day one instant starters where I'm sure you will get them on the field, but even the edges we start to talk about feel like edge 2s on most teams. Wide receivers feel like wide receiver 2 at 22, wide receivers 2 and 3s. CBs feel like depending on who falls. I mean, more like CB2s. There's no like lockdown corner quite there at 22. And then interior defensive linemen feel like pretty good starters, but not. I don't know that they're like ready to come in and take over the head of the defensive line. It just there isn't really a guy that once if they stay put and they make the pick at 22, if the board falls like it has in almost all the mocks and how everybody else is having it shaped up to be without like a miraculous fall, it's just going to be like, okay, cool. Oh, cool. DJ Parker. Oh, cool. Basantis or whatever. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Meador. It's just not, I'm not jumping for joy. So I'm unfortunately feeling like it's not going to be a totally fun pick at 22, but if they trade down, I'd be very happy, and I'd be looking to work on the phones because I would. There's rumblings of Jacksonville wanting to come back into the first round, and maybe including Brian Thomas Jr., even though some circles are saying that they're refuting that. But if there's anybody there worth trading for, which we can talk about as the Raiders are about to make the pick. Hold on, let's hear it. Do you have Goodell at the podium?
Yeah, he just walked up.
So there you go. That is no surprise. And even Fernando Mendoza feels like a whatever quarterback, man. I mean, I watched him and he's been so like gassed up during this draft process as the QB1, which to be honest with you, he is, but I mean, I don't know that he's a franchise changing quarterback, to be honest with you. And that's not because the Raiders just drafted him.
Nah, yeah. I mean, again, super anticlimactic. So I watched Mendoza for the last 2 years as a Miami Hurricanes fan, of course. Indiana defeated my Canes in the national championship game, but also the year before he was at Cal. And Miami had like this crazy comeback win against Cal 2 years ago, led by Cam Ward. Mendoza was the QB there. And I was like, what's the big deal with this guy? And then he goes over to Indiana and he lights the world on fire. Just a much better system for him, pretty good team around him. Like, granted, you had like a bunch of 25 and 26-year-old guys with like 2 and 3-year-old children already, and soon to be insurance salesmen, things of that nature. Just a bunch of old dudes out there playing ball. Had their grown man strength and everything already. So it was really interesting to see. But a lot of RPO game, which isn't necessarily something that you can depend on in the NFL. So he's going to have to develop more as a pocket passer and better. Well, I mean, RPO, you have to be really good with timing and anticipatory throws as well. So that part lends itself well to him potentially with his future career in the NFL. But there are certain parts of his game that he's going to have to develop, which is why I feel like it makes all the sense in the world to get a guy like Kirk Cousins to come in and play for year one while Mendoza learns. It's also still like hilarious to me that you got two Bible toting dudes like Mendoza and Cousins in Sin City. It's amazing how that happened. But as a man of faith myself, I find that very, very interesting and encouraging, but also it's still hilarious because it's Vegas and did not see that pairing coming along, but should make for the funniest like odd couple situation of all time. But yeah, so good on him. It's the Raiders. I could care less. That being said, they have done a ton of work this offseason, and it at least looks like, I mean, aside from the Max Crosby debacle, it all kind of sort of looks like they're starting to move in the right direction. And I'm sure Tom Brady has his hands in a little of all of this. Mendoza says that Brady was QB he idolized. Most quarterbacks say that. I mean, it's Tom freaking Brady. But yeah, interesting to see how his career progresses. But as of right now, I'm with you. I don't see him as being a special talent. He's got the drive and everything to do it, the mentality, nothing but respect to him for that. But I just never thought he was that great of a QB. Even last year, it was like perfect time and perfect place, great coaching, great system. It worked in college. We'll see how things pan out like 2 years from now. Or if Kirk Cousins gets broken up because he's old, maybe you will see him this year. Who knows?
So listen to this. So the pick is made. Ian Rappaport reports now. Where are we at? 6 minutes ago? No. When did the pick go? Anyway, a couple minutes ago. I can't see the timestamp on this for whatever reason because it's on a report. Ian Rappaport reports that the Raiders hope Kirk Cousins can be their starting quarterback throughout the 2026 season.
Mm-hmm.
The plan is Cousins to be mentoring the number 1 pick now, Fernando Mendoza, all season as a starter before turning the offense over to Mendoza in 2027.
Mm-hmm.
So they draft Mendoza, and then all of a sudden Rappaport says Cousins is a starter. Like what?
And I'm sure when they talked to Kirk Cousins, this was a part of the deal that he went there full well knowing that he was going to be the playing starter. So yeah, they just sat on this crap because it didn't make for compelling, I guess, reporting. So I'm not shocked by it at all. Like now, they've probably been waiting to say it for weeks, and they just decided, okay, now's the time. They pull the trigger. Now let's just drop the news.
Yeah, but like already now we're talking about now there's going to be conversations about who's the starter like immediately.
Oh, quarterback competition.
Like immediately you're like, okay, we're going to bring in the vet who has struggled recently, but then the guy you didn't try. I mean, I don't know. It just feels like a crazy timing to drop. I mean, if we started in training camp, maybe, but like he just got drafted.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, could you imagine being drafted and then like pick up the phone and be like, oh yeah, but you're not the starter. So just like figure it out.
All these things, I'm just assuming they've already taught. Oh,
Jeff's pick is in.
wowzers.
Do you know who the pick is?
It's happening again. This happened to me last year.
Oh, dude.
I'm not saying anything.
You just walked up to the microphone. You might need
this
to pause
is strange. I'm not saying anything. It's
okay.
Cool. Let's go ahead and let him do his thing.
Oh, they took Bailey. Okay. Okay. Huh.
I'm
not sure what that's interesting.
You know, here's the thing about Bailey. Really, really good player. I don't love him the way everyone else seems to. I feel like either he plays down to level competition. I feel like I'm tired of giving people that excuse. I don't see the get off that someone needs to have as an edge player and the number 2 pick in the draft. I don't see the explosiveness off the line the way that I think he's being propped up to have. It's not there for me. Maybe it could just be my eyes. You know, I'll be 43 next week. Maybe I don't see as well as I used to.
Those glasses.
But, yeah, for sure. Just got this prescription. They're progressives too. I hate these things. But yeah, man, I don't see it the way everyone else seems to. Like I said before, I don't think he's a bad player. I think he's very, very good. I'm fine with him in the top 10. At number 2, though, it seems a little rich for me. Maybe he proves me wrong.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be, I mean, the Bain thing feels like he's going to drop, even though I feel like he's like one of the more talented.
Just not Casey, man.
Yeah, I know.
That's going to ruin my night. If Ruben Bain ends up with Kansas City, like I'm going to need a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. This is where it starts to get interesting, though. Cardinals have been rumored to trade down a lot leading up to the draft. So if anybody wants to come up and get, Reese or maybe Bain,
look,
or somebody.
When we're talking edge rushers,
or if you are in love with Jeremiah Love, who's been like tied to the Titans, they've been like lock and step. If you want to go and get him and jump on it before the Titans do, maybe. But I'm not doing that. I'm not first round running back as the Chargers did last year, but especially not third overall. But this is where it might start to get interesting here.
And Jeremiah Love had a tremendous season last year, with the exception of week 1 against the Miami Hurricanes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
I had to throw that in there.
Had to.
And Mendoza is one of those guys who had like an amazing last year, and then all of a sudden, just kind of like before that was like nowhere to be found. And the Raiders are banking their entire franchise right now on this dude who had a really good season. A good season.
You know what that kind of, I don't want to be disrespectful to Mendoza, but it's kind of Mitchell Trubisky-ish. Ish. Mitchy Biscuits, kind of, sort of.
That's exactly what it's like, yeah.
I feel like he's
he
going to have
may
a better
be.
career. I think he's going to be better than that, but
I
it
think
has
so
that
too.
feel to it. It's like, that 1 year guy where you see the growth and the system works really well, and he just kind of sort of came out of nowhere. Like Trubisky was just okay, and then 1 year he blows up, and then suddenly it was also, I'm pretty sure it was a very weak QB class as well, if I'm not mistaken. Was it?
Mhm.
Wait, who else came out QB that year? I don't remember. But I feel like it was a weak QB class. And some of these guys get propped up just because the overall talent in the class just isn't there that particular year. So, again,
That was 17, right?
was it 16 or 17?
I want to say 17. That was Mike Williams' year, and he was
Okay.
the first quarterback, because that was the Myles Garrett, Trubisky. I'm trying to think who the other.
It's hilarious because that now I'm remembering, because that was the year I moved to Texas. So I moved to Texas just before the 17 draft, and I watched us pick Mike Williams, and I was so conflicted.
That was Deshaun Watson year, because that was the year that they wanted to take Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, Lynn wanted Watson. Rivers threw a fit, and that got nixed.
Yep.
No bowl.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was an interesting year.
Well, it worked out, right? Because could you imagine Deshaun Watson had ended up a Charger, and we all know the rest of the story.
Yeah, that was the Patty Mahomes. That was Mahomes, Trubisky.
Oh, that was that.
Watson,
okay, yeah, yep.
And then
so the Saints, Sean Payton really wanted Mahomes. Payton wanted Mahomes badly in that draft. So I think he's always held on to that.
Yeah.
All right, Arizona.
I know. What are we going to do here?
They can make it interesting. If they go running back, if they go Love here, yeah.
That's all I kept thinking, was that they might be the team that, if they stay pat, might just say, you know what, I'll take them.
Well, this is also the team that the Chargers could be in trade talks with later on, because they still need a quarterback.
And if they take a running back, I need a running back here. I need Jeremiah Love going to the Cardinals, so that because bad franchises make stupid decisions, and this is a stupid decision. With as much help as the Cardinals need after losing Kyler Murray and needing a quarterback, to take a running back here would just be the worst decision for the franchise.
The Titans are sitting here like, yo, don't do this to us, please. Yeah. Because here's my guess. If the Cardinals take Love, I feel like the Titans will take Bain. And I'm fine with that. Again,
as long as it doesn't
go to sooner Ruben Bain happens, the better.
Yeah.
It can be the Commanders. It could be the Saints. Both teams need edge rushers. Just don't let him fall to 9. That's all I ask.
He's coming. Did you pause it?
What do you mean? What I'm looking at?
Yeah. Did you pause your stream?
Yeah, I'm not looking at that now. I'm looking at TV.
Hey, they did it. Let's go.
Tennessee, please. Come on, Tennessee.
Oh.
Come on, Titans, please.
Perfect. Arizona, you want to move back up? Come on.
Come get your quarterback, man. Come get your quarterback.
And to move up from the second round to come up to 22, that's going to cost you.
How many picks?
Let's look at his pick. Let's look at this pick chart here.
How many picks do they have in this draft?
Let's see. They have 7. So they have 1 in each round. So if they moved up to 22, this feels like that Melvin Gordon package where they had to give up a second and a third. Do you remember that? Or yeah. So then you could get 2-2 and 3-1. I would take that deal. But what a dumb, didn't they signed Algier. They drafted Trey Benson pretty high not too long ago. And then they take Jeremiah Love. What are you doing with your franchise?
well, I would say being marred in mediocrity, but they're not even mediocre. They're
Yeah.
just, you know, consistently terrible. And this is one of those things, Mike. There's so many other needs that you have. You're a bad team. You're not a running back away. So here's my question. You have all this work to do to build this team. You're going to add mileage to a running back because you're going to have to use them as a workhorse. And then you get to year 2, maybe you're marginally better, year 3 or 4. Like, so what do you think the progression is going to be here in 4 years when he's up for his 5th year option? Do you think you're going to be a better team by then? Lots of wear and tear on him. What if something happens, like you wear him down, all the treads off the tires, God forbid, potential injury, and you used a first round pick on, mind you, a fantastic running back, but you're not like a running back away from being a team that compete. Dude, you don't have a quarterback right now. So I'm not saying they should have taken a QB just now, of course, but running back, like, I feel like you need someone else that can be an immediate impact player at another. Again, no disrespect to running backs. Again, someone who played the position before I converted to wide receiver, I have nothing but respect for them. But what I am saying is that you have all of these holes on your team, and you're going to put the weight of your offense on a rookie running back. Okay. I'm just assuming at this point, there must be a plan for QB. You must be planning to come up to get one, and then you're going to pair him with the rookie running back. I can kind of sort of see that if that's the path you're going. But again, right now, you don't have a dude that can throw the pill around the yard. So you're just going to put all this pressure on a rookie running back behind. The Cardinals' offensive line was horrible last year. You're not building it out now. So that being said, again, great for Love, happy for him, top 5 pick, but also I do not envy the position you're in. Get that money though, dog.
Yeah, you can't blame him, but that's a strange decision. And they drafted Marvin Harrison Jr. not too long ago as well. And they can't believe that Jacoby Brissett's the dude. So I don't know. It's just a luxury pick for a team that just doesn't have the luxury to do it. Yeah. And you look at, like, I'm just looking at their depth chart defensively, and I don't know what they're doing. Their D line is Walter Nolan, Roy Lopez, and Darius Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
Their linebackers are Zaven Collins, Cody Simmons, and Mac Wilson.
I'm getting so many text messages right now. Like, people, just the emojis are hilarious.
Yeah. I don't know what they're doing, dude. That's crazy to me. So
all
anyway,
right, Titans.
Yeah.
Do me a solid. All right.
Do you want me to get some picks early? Do you want me to find out what everybody's doing?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I can find it out. But is that...
It's cool with me, man.
Okay. All right. Let's see if we got anything for today.
How are we feeling about the Titans' new unis, by the way?
Mid.
Okay.
They're fine. They're not fire, but they're not, like, terrible. They're fine.
I like them better than the old. I mean,
this pick is going to surprise you. We're already off the rails through 3 and 4.
Oh, it's going left?
Off the rails. Well, this Titans pick. I know who it is.
Oh, I do too now.
Oh, you do?
Oh, I do.
How?
Oh boy.
You might need to pause yours because you're like...
I haven't been looking at it. I'm telling you, I haven't been. But when you said that, I looked.
Okay. So they took Carnell Tate.
Fam, listen. Okay. So you're trying to get Cam war weapons. I get it. Totally understand. And they probably feel like they can continue to build their defense out. Like Robert Saleh, fantastic defensive mind. Maybe he doesn't think he needs one of the better edge rushers in this class. Maybe he just feels like he can, and he looks just like King Xerxes from 300, by the way. Maybe he just feels like he can chef it up and make it work. I personally wouldn't have gone this route because there's other wide receiver talent I feel like you can plug in. Like, and I like Cardinal Tate, nothing against him. That's just not what I think I would have done at that spot. But again, Robert Saleh is betting on his ability to call defense, so he's probably going to try his best to stockpile the offense to give Cam Ward all the opportunities and weapons he can to succeed starting next year.
So Nick brought up a good point, and I was just thinking about this, but let's give him credit. Nick's S916. Didn't the Giants want Tate? Like the Giants were rumored to want Tate. Titans get Tate. Titans were rumored to want Love.
I thought the Giants. I think the Giants might take a chance on Tyson.
Can I say something now though? Now that we're 4 picks in,
yeah,
I'm pretty happy how this board's falling right now.
Oh yeah,
listen. Keep these offensive playmakers. Let's keep going. Keep letting them dropping off these boards. All this offensive lineman and edge talent, just keep falling.
The Giants. So the fun game that's going to happen here is going to be between the Cowboys and the Giants because I feel like the Giants want to. The Cowboys want to piss in the Giants Cheerios so badly.
The Giants pick is already in, so they.
Well, never mind.
Were probably.
Well, no. I mean, before 10. So the Cowboys could still do something wild, like trade up to get in front of the Giants at 10. Because I feel like this is going to be. They might go Styles.
Yeah.
One of the Ohio State guys is probably a pick here at 5.
We're not tipping picks. No. By the way, sorry.
Yeah, these are just guesses. Maybe one of the Ohio State guys here at 5, and then I would not be shocked if and it's not a reach. Jordan Tyson is top 10 talent. It's just he's a bottom 300 injury risk. So we'll see there. But I feel like they wanted to go one offense, one defensive player. If Love had fallen there, they probably would have gone that route. But I can see them going another offensive weapon and probably a captain for the middle of your defense. They want someone to play linebacker.
Styles was a guy rumored to the Giants. I would think Arvell Reese is probably the guy they would like to go after here, in my mind.
Reese.
I think so, yeah. But
so the thing about Reese is, aren't they slating Reese to be more of an edge? Which they don't need.
Yes.
That would give them 4. And apparently they're not looking to move off of Kayvon Thibodeau after the Dexter trade, which is a little discouraging. But I think they need a linebacker, which is why I'm thinking they'll go Styles. And if they do, hopefully they don't try to make the dude be the Derwin James of that defense. Like let him play linebacker, let him play off-ball linebacker and do his thing and develop there and then move him around as a chess piece. But this feels like a defensive pick, and I'm going to guess that it's Styles. We'll see, though.
The Chiefs just traded up to get the 6th
pick. Please don't. Just don't be Ruben Day.
Okay, I got the Giants pick.
Okay, Chiefs. They need a linebacker too, don't they?
Who? Chiefs?
The Chiefs need a linebacker too.
Maybe.
Well, Leo Chenault's gone. You got Drew Tranquill, but what Tranquill's 30 plus now? How old is Tranquill? Who knows?
Tranquill, I have no idea.
They've hemorrhaged cornerbacks, so they need to retool on defense. I'm
gonna jump out real quick, Craig. So go ahead and take over. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Yeah, do your thing. All right, chat. It's just me and y'all. So Chiefs are now on the clock. They traded up, so yeah, it's probably edge. Ruben Bain, of course, is the more natural selection here as edge rusher. Reese is, like the athletic freak, and he's going to have to learn the position more so. If they want him to be a primary edge guy, they might be willing to bank on those traits, so I wouldn't be shocked about that. What up, Andy? How we doing, man? I think Garrett's been a little tied up here recently, so I'm not sure that he had too much to share. I'll let him speak to that, though. I don't want to speak for him. Maybe something came in today, don't know. I've also been extremely busy. A lot of y'all folks know I'm pretty much in the middle of a move, and so I'm a little all over the place, so I'm slightly behind also. It is the 26 draft hat, and it's actually much nicer than what I thought. They got like this like metallic deal around the bolt here and on the sides, and the pin. I think they did the pin in last year's hat also. Last year's hat was cool, but it was really large. I don't have a really big head, but dog, like that was swallowing my dome, and it felt, oh yo, pause. That was crazy. But yeah, didn't love last year's hat. This one is much, much better. Blazing bolts with the 5. We appreciate that, man. What up, Craig? I'm at work, just showing my support. Thank you for that. Who do you think we pick at 22? Well, the hope is that we don't pick at 22. And then I guess, 1A, hopefully Vega falls, and that's a pick at 22. 1B, we don't pick at 22 and we trade back. So yeah. Ayo. That was crazy. I know. It happens though. Super pause worthy moment. All right, where are they? Have not made their pick. Oh, no, pick is in. See what we got. Gotcha. Thanks for the update there. All right, folks, do me a favor. What's your preference if the Chargers stick and pick at 22? Let me know in the chat what y'all got. And have it be realistic. Nothing super crazy. I know guys will probably drop just based on how things are going right now, but nothing extra reachy, specifically at guard, because that might set me off. If Ione isn't there, Basantis, I feel like Basantis might be a reach at 22. Just me personally. Oh, there it is. So, okay. Is this the Chiefs pick or yeah? No, this is the Giants. Arvell Reese. Sorry. So yeah, there we go. Reese off the board, which is wild to me because he's an edge. Are they going to play Arvell Reese at edge? So now the exact thing that I thought wouldn't make sense actually happened. So now the Giants have a super stacked edge room, literally 4 deep with first round draft picks at the edge position. Thibodeau's got to be on the way out. This doesn't make any sense. This has to be the case. Thibodeau has to be on his way out. Harbaugh, same philosophy here. Defensively, they want that three-man rotation, and now they have 4. Thibodeau's 50 options not going to be picked up, so they're definitely going to be trading him at some point. And this all but solidifies that. So that being said, Chiefs are up on the clock, and again,
check your text, Craig.
Did you see the Giants pick?
I did, and I just got a text on the Chiefs pick.
So yeah, okay. This pretty much means that Thibodeau's. I mean, we knew Thibodeau was gone, but this all but this promises that happens. The question is to who and when.
Okay, the Chiefs pick is in, and get ready to have some fun with us.
Yeah.
And in a good way. Not the maybe I'm tipping picks, but
well,
just, you'll see.
The fact that I haven't fallen out of my chair yet or tears on streaming down my face should tell you guys that it's not the thing that I didn't want to happen.
I didn't want to say that.
So for me, it's a win regardless. It could have been anyone else. So what's the plan here? Are they wanting to play Reese?
Well, the pick is in, so let's. Oh, you're talking about okay.
Yeah, are they wanting to play Reese at edge or off-ball linebacker? This is what I'm curious about.
I mean, it's got to be edge.
I mean, he's a really phenomenal athlete.
The chat has not guessed the pick, by the way.
I took my eyes off of it. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they keep mentioning.
See, if I say something, it'll give it away because of something that I said a little while ago.
Yeah. So we're fine. Loving how this is falling. I will also add that.
Man. Carnell Tate, David Bailey at 2, Jeremiah Love to the Cardinals. Yeah, this is not how I saw this going.
No.
But also, yes.
The next 3 you wouldn't have. Well, Arvo Reese could make sense. They got him listed as a linebacker, Craig.
Okay.
That is not by accident. So there you go. That's probably your answer.
I mean, it says, we still watching NFL Network?
Yeah.
He's listed as edge there. I mean, maybe that's how he went into the draft. That was his designation, but it says edge on the ticker. All right. Oh, 9th. Yeah, someone in the chat put this. 9th overall pick for the Browns, the Chiefs' 3rd rounder, and a 5th.
Yep.
Dude.
Yeah.
3 spots? That's kind of wild. For 3 spots in the top 10?
So chat saying Schefter said the Giants don't plan to trade Thibodeau.
Okay, dog. Now y'all just see, this is what we're doing. Now they're hoarding edge guys. See, before it was like tight ends in Baltimore. Now he's going to the Giants, and now he's just going to hoard edge guys. Cool. All right.
All right, comes a cheap pick.
Boy.
There you go. Chiefs select Mansour Delane. They moved up 3 spots to a corner that was almost guaranteed to drop to them.
I mean,
or 6 overall.
So again, I mentioned this a little while ago when I was talking about defenders. I inadvertently talked about the Chiefs hemorrhaging corners. And at no point did it occur to me that they would move up to draft Mansour Delane. My assumption was they would move up to draft an edge rusher, meaning you get better pressure and then your corners have to cover for less time. That's what made sense to me. But okay, cool. LSU boy, by the way. So salute.
I know. I don't hate the player. It's just I don't know what you're doing here. Why you would trade all those picks?
All of what you traded.
Yeah.
I mean, phenomenal player.
And Absolutely. Let's be honest, this team is on its way down. They need those picks. Those players are not what they were a year or two ago, and they missed the playoffs because of it. So I don't know, man. I don't
That
know.
was a haul that they gave up to move 3 spots for a corner.
Yeah. Yep. I don't understand it, but I'm fine with it.
I mean,
I think so. If you trade Trent McDuffie away, it was almost like, well, now we have to
which again,
go get the corner.
how many picks did they have before? I mean, I have to do a little research there, but dude, you could
This
have
is not the draft to trade
conceivably
up.
no, you could have conceivably traded back. Like there's some pretty good corner talent coming up here in the mid to late first round. And they're pretty good at developing corners. I just feel like for what you gave up to go up and get Delane, who is again a phenomenal player, I don't know that you do that for a corner. And like you mentioned, this team is, they're trying to quote unquote retool, but you lost so much defensively. It feels like you need those picks to start to rebuild your team a little bit.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
again, like at those positions, there's so many guys, and we talked about this a little bit when we went through our mock draft. We identified some of them that popped up on the big board. There's some pretty significant corner talent here that just needs a little bit of development, and that's what you specialize in at the cornerback position. So to do this, it's questionable at best.
Check your text, Craig. Yeah, I'm not. I guess from a standpoint of, I wonder if your family's gonna be happy.
I'm about to get several text messages
from when you think about Gerard McCoy and his injury, who is, I think, clearly the second best corner in this class, and I think Delane is probably CB1. In the Chiefs' mind, they had to get Delane. They're the consolation prize. Well, they're still pretty good corners to get that CB1 in the class. I'm not making that move, but I think that's how they convince themselves. Like, we traded Trent McDuffie, we lost Jalen Watson. Like, they have to get better in the secondary anyway, but everywhere else is going to take a hit because they just lost 2 premium picks here.
Okay, so folks, you guys might already know this. My eldest son is a Washington Commanders fan, and he has a very specific want at this pick. So I'm either about to get an elated text message or he's going to go dark 030. Yo, the bus still got the most crispy edge up, man. Like, he using Beijing? He got the spray in there or what? And no gray? Man, I don't believe it. I don't believe that, dog. He looks exactly the same.
He does. Father Time has been kind to the bus. He looks just like the day he retired. All right. Linebacker off the board, Sonny Styles.
I don't think he's going to be mad at this. Okay.
I mean, it's not a bad spot for him. You didn't think he was, yeah.
So my son's was a big Caleb Downs fan. That's who he wanted, but I feel like he mentioned Sonny Styles at some point. So, I mean, you can't be mad at this either.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to drop for a second, Garrett, and see what my dog is barking at.
Cool. I'll take Garrett Craig. He was not going to get out. He was going to stay on stream and get off camera. I had to get him out, but he's out. So I'm still kind of flummoxed by the whole Chiefs pick, but I guess we're past it now. Sonny Styles to the Commanders isn't a bad spot for him. I think what's about to happen to the Saints is going to be very interesting. Because I know who they're going to pick. And it feels like the board just keeps falling the way the Chargers want it to. At least we want it to. It'll be kind of up to them and how they're going to attack this draft, but man, it feels like it just feels like everything you want to happen to unfold here is happening with the first 8 picks. And Saints pick is in already. And we haven't had, so Caleb Downs is still there. Kenyon Sadiq is still there. Tight end is still there. Not a single offensive lineman has been taken yet. It's going to be interesting. Ruben Bain is still there. No defensive line, obviously. And only one wide receiver so far, and that is Carnell Tate. And there's some names coming up that a lot of people have been fans of. Jordan Tyson being one of them. Mekhi Lemon being another. Omar Cooper Jr. being another one, who's all been kind of mocked 1 through 20-ish. So those are all still on the board. It is going to be interesting. But it does feel like when the Baltimore, I think it really hinges in my mind to win the Ravens pick, because the Ravens have been mocked to take Vega. They've been mocked to take Sadiq. They've been mocked to take a tackle. They've been mocked to take an edge. And I feel like the Chargers and Ravens needs kind of mirror each other a little bit. So depending on where the Ravens go, it could really fall nicely. Or it feels like the Ravens could really snipe a guy like Vega or somebody that you would really want to fall. So I don't know. It's interesting. I'm excited to see how it goes. Drink of choice today. It is it's just an 805. Something I picked up on the way home. No real special beer tonight. I didn't have a ton of time, so I had to run it. That's why we were a couple minutes late. And yes, dude, this was also what I was thinking too. Or something I think I mentioned in the Discord, maybe Lions too. Like Lions and Ravens feel like the two teams that could easily snipe the Chargers, but also the Lions feel like they're always a wild card on draft night, and it could be great or it could just go sideways. You just don't really know with Detroit. But it feels like between Baltimore and Detroit, we'll kind of really start to see if it's a possibility that one of the guys that we want will be there. Question. Francis and Spencer fall to 22. Who are you picking? I have, and I could tell you how I'm graded them out, Francis as my offensive lineman 1, Vega as my 2, and Spencer Fano as number 3. So I would take Francis, kick him inside. That would be my choice. If I had to pick between the two. Also, I'm loving either one. Oh, sorry. If they go either one, I'm there. I'm happy about it. Saints pick is in. I know who it is, but they haven't announced it yet, so I'm waiting on your guys' reaction on that. Little surprising that the first 7 picks are an offensive lineman. Wink, wink. First 7 are an offensive lineman yet. So we'll see where the run's going to happen and who it's going to be. But Brown's kind of sitting pretty here, to be honest with you. Trading down, collecting picks, and it feels like they have a choice of a lot of dudes they can get. Let's see. Anyone you would consider trading up for? My argument was this isn't the draft to trade up. Chargers only have 5 picks. I'm not ready to start trading up for anybody. With that said, if Vega's on the board and we're talking 20, 19, 20, and you can trade up and do like a give up a day 3 pick and then maybe a pick swap or something for it for moving up just a couple spots, maybe I could think about it. But this just isn't the draft for that, and I don't think that's going to happen. Russ 99. Oh, Craig, you're back.
Yo.
Anyone you would consider trading up for? Oh, we kind of talked about this. Yeah, up.
No.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying if Vega's available in like 1920 range, and you could trade up and maybe give up a day 4 pick, but only having 4 picks and getting Vega, it just isn't.
I still wouldn't do it. I mean, as much as we like Vega, I mean, again, draft capital being what it is right now, it just no go. Not even 2 spots.
Yeah. And I do want to say, as we're heading into this draft, I feel like Ortiz and Harbaugh are playing this kind of like dangerous game where they feel like they don't really have to go all out in free agency because they can draft well, and then they'll probably get lucky with some kind of cut or something because it's happened before. And I just feel like it's a dangerous game. Like, you're putting all your chips in a draft, which puts extra pressure on everybody. And we're all now waiting for you to hit on 5 out of the 7 picks, or in this draft, 3 out of the 5 picks that you end up signing. And they better be starters. And, you know, like, because you sign a guard in free agency that isn't Cole Strange, but like a decent guard, then you're giving yourself some wiggle room. But by not doing any, or an edge outside of Khalil Mack, which they definitely should have re-signed him. It was a good deal. But signing an edge and then not having to worry about it, and then having the luxury that if you don't have that many open spots, you could trade up for a Vega if he was available. But now they've kind of put themselves behind the 8 ball a little bit. So I don't want to trade up for anybody. I feel like it's trade back or trade for a player all day. Oh. Saints pick is about to come in. So Saints get Jordan Tyson, and the kind of wild card wide receiver in this draft has gone, which means most likely that some of these guys like Omar Cooper Jr., Mekhi Lemon probably start to get pushed up, and they're going to have to go after him because a lot of teams, I'm sure, were hoping Tyson was going to fall or somebody like that was going to fall, and now you gotta come get your guy. Let's see. And so, like, Lucas, this is the kind of scenario, like, what if they sign Joey Bosa and don't take an edge? Like, I mean, like, I hear what you're saying, but like, why wait? Why wait? Why do it, one, and then why wait? Like, what is the upside of not making your roster the best it possibly can be heading into the draft? I'm not saying overpay for guys, but we saw like average to above average, slightly above average guards go for like pennies on the dollar, and the Chargers just weren't interested.
Also,
yeah,
it's Bosa. Have we not had enough? I mean, again, no disrespect to his career early on. The guy was a game record, but injuries have sapped what. I mean, he was more of a power and technique guy. He was never super athletic. The injuries have sapped a lot of the athleticism that he did have. And also, you talk about someone who would make the most boneheaded decisions in the worst possible situations. How many times are you wanting to see Joey Bosa be undisciplined, jumping off sides in key situations? How many times do you want him to get roughing penalties? Did you love him throwing his helmet on the ground during the playoff game twice and forcing his head coach, well, who's a doofus for picking it up, but just the antics. I'm done with the Bosa situation. Like, again, it was cool early on. It got old really quickly. He ended up fizzing out because he just couldn't stay on the field, consistently injured. Why do you want to add an injured player into the mix? You want someone younger who's going to be readily available. Joey Bosa train stopped a long time ago, and he got off in Buffalo, and it only lasted a year. Who knows where he goes now? But it definitely should not be a return to the Chargers.
So just real quick, Jordan Tyson gets drafted and he's crying, and it's a major moment for him, and it's an incredible good for him, right? His dreams realized. It's the best part of the draft. An aside here. He's got on this kind of like black windbreaker over a white suit, black tie. Like he looks like a prep school kid in this outfit.
Yo, I just saw that.
And then he's like trying to fight back tears. That looks like that little kid that like hurt himself, but like doesn't want to like cry about it. And you're like, no, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. And then like tears are leaking out. That's what's happening right now. It just feels like he's got, and also the tie's a little loose. It feels like one of those charter school kids. It's a funny dynamic we got going here.
Yeah, it's almost like a members only jacket.
Kinda, yeah. But with the collar, yeah, I don't know, man.
Okay, I get it. It looks like, is that you saying Laurent? Is that YSL? I don't care. Even if it's designer champ, you rocking that all wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think like separate is fine, but together just it doesn't work for me. And I know that's why you guys are here, is for our fashion advice.
Yeah, for sure.
On our draft picks outfits here, but there was another question I was just gonna I missed it, I think.
Yeah. I'm getting a mixture of text messages. Some people are happy, others are like, what the hell?
What are the odds the Chargers have a commercial during their pick? I mean, it's got to be high 90s, right?
Is there a line for that?
Yeah.
I think we should put down some bread.
It's got to be so high. I can't remember a draft when it didn't happen.
Okay. So Cleveland.
Investing in Tyler Shuck here. Jordan Tyson.
Yeah, my dad is not a Tyler Shuck fan. I hear about it every time he talks about the Saints. But, you know, they spent first round draft capital on him, so now you got to surround him with weapons. Put him in a position to succeed. Sorry, y'all know this is super unprofessional, me eating on stream, but
that's why I got off.
This is dinner for me. I'm literally eating popcorn. And that's all I'm having tonight.
So there was a tweet that went out that that Jags could trade back into, and this is Chasing Ghosts 8183. Could trade back in. Oh, hold on, Browns pick. Oh, first offensive lineman off the board, Spencer Fano. He's going to the Browns. Probably
well, they have to rebuild their entire offensive line.
Yeah, yeah, and they were able to trade down and still get him. Good for them. It won't matter because that franchise is going to find a way to screw that up anyway. It doesn't really matter. All right, so back to the tweet. Sorry, tweet about Brian Thomas Jr. Like I mentioned, their Jags had rumored to want to come back in the first round. Where would you rank these first round wide receivers compared to Brian Thomas Jr.? Craig, do you have any above him? Mid-chew, sorry, dude.
That's cool. Currently available. Let's see.
Let's just go whole draft class. Would you have Carnell Tate over Brian Thomas Jr.?
Let's see. Okay. Which version of Brian Thomas Jr.? Last year wasn't great. If you were talking about 2 years ago, then no. He would be probably number one for me in this class.
Yeah.
Coming off of last year, rough. But I've seen the player that he can be. That being said, he'd probably still be number one for me in this class. One or two. Like, I'm thinking about the collective talent-wise. So definitely more explosive, bigger playability in Carnell Tate. Definitely not the route runner Tate is. Tate's probably got more sure hands. So Tate would be the safer option, but I still think BTJ would be the bigger upside guy and bigger big play guy. So to me, he'd probably still be number one.
Giants pick is in.
One of my guys.
Fano Maui Noah. So now 2 offensive linemen now off the board. Fanu, Mainoa. And they go back to back. So offensive linemen starting to come off the board, which means there's one still remaining. Still no Caleb Downs. Yes, Papa Starch. That's true. Still no
okay.
Kenyon Sadiq.
Downs might be a Cowboy.
Oh.
I could see them doing that.
Yeah. It just took one run, and then all of a sudden now the board's not. Oh, Cowboys have traded up. So now the Cowboys have 11, and there you go.
From 12? Who did they?
They swapped with Miami.
Yeah. But I'm thinking, who did they feel like they needed to?
Caleb Downs.
No, I'm thinking, who did they feel like they needed to get ahead of to get who they wanted?
Oh,
like, I mean, the Dolphins were probably talking to multiple teams. Yeah, so this has got to be Downs.
I love that, like, move one spot back and just be like, all right, we'll just take whoever you're not taking.
Yeah.
Especially in a draft like this, man. I don't know what the Cowboys and Chiefs are thinking moving up like that.
Ew, this will piss my son off, though, because Downs, the player he wanted, will be in his favorite team's division. So
if he went there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's got to be Downs. I mean, they're not moving up for like Sadiq. I'm trying to think of like a Lemon. I mean, they've got 2 wide receivers. They don't need to get. They traded 11 for 12, and then 177 and 180. Yeah, that's actually not as bad as I thought, but that's all right. I'm just trying to think of like, who are you gotta have it type guys, and it feels like Caleb Downs and or Sadiq would be the 2 guys, but it's got to be Caleb Downs. What do you think? Aaliyah plays Roblox 1, 2, 3, 4. What's up? Thanks for joining us, and not instead of playing Roblox, or maybe playing both. Who knows? So, do y'all think they go all in on McDaniel and take wide receiver at 22, kind of like the Waddle pick?
Okay. I feel like.
Oh, Bain too, Ruben Bain. I'm not saying that's
true that.
Like,
you know what? True. True.
That's from Papa Star.
It probably, yeah. Thank you. I forgot Ruben was still on the board.
I know. Same here.
So that's probably the next 2 picks.
Downs and Bain.
So
you think good?
The Dolphins might. I think the Dolphins. Well, I mean, what other wide receivers are available right now?
It is Lemon and
Mekhi Lemon.
Cooper.
Okay.
And Amari Cooper Jr.
I mean, Mekhi Lemon's going to be more of a slot. Cooper's a good run after catch guy, more of a Z. Okay. I mean, it's possible. Lemon, Coop.
Miami has so many ways.
Yeah, lots of needs.
But their wide receivers are
nobody. They got rid of everyone.
Yeah. So they got to probably go wide receiver there.
Probably is wide receiver. So Lemon or Cooper?
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. You were saying about taking a wide receiver at 22?
Yeah. So I really like Denzel Boston, not at 22. If they were to trade back somehow and then decide they wanted to take a wide receiver, to me, Denzel Boston would be awesome. Not at 22 though.
Yeah. So it's 2/5 to move up one spot.
Okay. I mean, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, how many 5th rounders are making your team? I mean, if you've got great development, solid eye for talent, which, I mean, as far as the talent side of it, the Cowboys draft pretty talented dudes. They just don't always pan out. So I guess they're assuming they want to err on the side of caution and get the best possible player they can, as opposed to, taking 2 5th-round dudes and hoping they get coached up. So, I mean, I don't hate it.
Yeah.
And the Dolphins have to rebuild. So they need as many picks as possible.
Yep. So in terms of the wide receiver at 22, and I'll get to your second comment in a second. But I mean, you got to think about. It feels like it's got to be in the first 2 rounds an edge or a guard. It just feels like those 2 spots are pretty big needs. Wide receiver, sure, but they just drafted 2 last year, one pretty high, Trey Harris. So they need wide receiver help, sure, but it seems like the bigger needs are another edge with Mac, who may or may not be there next year, but they just don't have a starting left guard. It's just not there. No matter how many times they list Trevor Penning there, it's just not. It's not there. So it just feels like there isn't a wide receiver there that you would, in my mind, you want to draft over your biggest need, which is going to be a wide receiver. And I feel like edge is more important than wide receiver. And so I don't know. I understand the thinking here, but I would not do it. And I also don't feel like there's anybody close to a Jalen Waddle type player here.
It's funny that KC Concepcion's name keeps popping up the last few weeks around the Chargers, which
they brought that up.
Yeah.
They want to pair them with McDaniel.
Okay. The only thing that I would give pushback about that with is, again, in free agency, they seem to be after a very specific type of wide receiver, and Concepcion doesn't fit that mold. Concepcion is basically giving you what Ladd gives you. He's just maybe a little bit more twitched up. But they clearly were looking for a bigger body, more vertical X. Just based off what they tried to do in free agency or via trade that didn't end up working out. So just go back and look at those names. They all have something they all have something closely in common. All X's, all like bigger body guys, 6'2", 6'3"-ish, maybe taller, can all get vertical. And most of them can win in contested catch situations. So going KC Concepcion would be a little bit of a shocker to me. I don't think he fits what they're looking for.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you saw the Cowboys pick?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So they makes sense. They want to trade up for him. But I do not like KC much at all. I don't want to harp on him, but he's my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide receiver 6. Already being undersized, not being great at tracking the ball in the air, having a problem catching the ball when he has it, and then not having top end speed really like knocked him down for me. Like, I get he has some inside outside versatility. I know he like returned punts, which is great, but it just feels like good route tree, like above average acceleration. He can separate, but he's not like somebody compared him to QJ, but in a way, like the way QJ separates feels like how KC separates.
Mm-hmm.
They are not like burners. And I don't know. I don't feel like, and I didn't love his effort. I felt like it was like hot and cold a lot of times. I mean, he's an okay player. I have him ranked as a an 82, so it would have been a second round wide receiver, but I'm not there. I don't think it's a good fit. I don't think he's a good player for the system. But there was a question that I wanted to get to because it was one that I think is pretty good. Now I need to go and get it though. I don't remember who said it, but what's your worst case scenario? Somebody said like a Tillery type scenario. Oh, here it is. For Char 6364, because I've got one, hands down. And that's Emmanuel Pregnon.
Oh man.
That dude is not worth a first round pick.
I don't think so either. And what I'm worried about Not so much at this point because it looks like it's working out so far. But the Ravens could really screw this up. Like there are a couple teams. The Vega thing, I feel like happens in between the Ravens and the Lions. At that point, the next best guard, I mean, you could say Basantis or Pregnon. It goes back and forth depending on who you're looking at. Neither one of those to me are worth the 22nd pick, just myself personally. But I think the whole Pregnon thing, massive individual, carries his weight really, really well. His game isn't he's a guard. So how impressive is that game going to be unless they're just steamrolling dudes down the field at the second level, like fantastic pullers, things like that.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, what? I'm going to text you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Pregnon's, I think he's a good player. I just don't think he is. I don't understand why he's as trumped up as most people are making him out to be. I think he's a solid guard. Again, not worth the 22nd pick for me. That would absolutely be a reach, in my opinion.
All right. I just found out. Check. Oh, yes. Here we go, baby.
I know you're lying.
This is what we're talking about, baby. It's about to go crazy.
Everything's gone mad. Everyone. Yeah. This is insanity.
This is good for the Chargers. This is crazy when you're about to hear what happens.
This is
not with this.
There's crazy, and then there's like the Joker. Like this is stupid.
I don't want to. Dumb. Maybe people make this connection, so I don't want to spoil it. But anyway, you'll see what happens with the Rams. But anyway. We got to see what the Dolphins do, though. I'm very curious what their pick is going to be because I did not hear about that.
Holy moly, man.
Okay. Dolphins pick coming up. Hoping it's
my.
Okay, hold on. Let's see what the Dolphins do.
Love draft drama.
Oh, Caden Proctor just went.
Sorry, Garrett.
Oh, dude. I'll sacrifice Proctor if Vegas coming.
Well, they're taking Proctor this high. They want him to play tackle. You don't draft a guard this high. So they clearly want him to play tackle. There's no kicking him inside. Now, again, we'll talk about the Rams thing after the Rams thing happened. But on the interior, again, like I was saying, the Pregnon thing, no, definitely not at 22. I would not love that either. I wouldn't love, like, if they pick Basantis, I wouldn't love that either, but I would not love it less than I would if it were Pregnon, if that makes any sense at all.
Yeah, Pregnon is my worst case scenario tonight. Now, if they're trading down and we're talking in the 30s, maybe we can have that conversation. But I'm not. 22 is crazy, and even if you did draft him, I just don't want an old, slow lineman. I don't want it. Anyway, there's just some guys who are like, okay, they're like there, but you're not excited about it. And Pregnon, I do not feel like is a very good offensive lineman. I know that he has a second round grade, but he's just not a guy. I'm much more excited about the fits of Basantis, of Rutledge. I know Lamu, whatever, Caleb.
Yeah.
Another dude I would be more excited about than Pregnon. I can't do it.
You mean Latu?
No. The no, man. No, isn't it? Is it Lamu?
Are you talking about the other
lineman, Caleb? The other is it Utah kid?
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, is his name Latu or?
No, you're thinking of the edge rusher, Latu or whatever. No,
Okay,
Caleb Lamu,
Latu. Okay,
the
close
other
enough.
Utah kid.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Him. Gotcha. Okay. Ravens.
And Bane's still falling, by the
Which
way.
is wild to me, man. Is the arm thing that big of a deal?
Something, dude.
All right. Well, who did the okay? No, they took Bailey, so they wouldn't do that.
The Rams
Man,
pick is coming.
Bang could be a lion. If he keeps falling here, he could be a lion. I could see that happening.
Apparently, crate, which is the same thing all GMs say and owners and teams. Dolphins move back one spot and still get their guy, Caden Proctor. It's always their guy. He was our guy the whole time.
Yeah, it's always they
He
always
just
got their guy.
He got to us.
Can't believe he fell.
Yeah.
It's like we were not anticipating him being there.
Yeah.
All right, dog.
Yeah. Nobody had him that high, but all right.
It's like number 3 on our board. Okay, so let's see here. Interior offensive lineman. We are still in very good position with Vega. And again, the Ravens could ruin that. The Bucks could ruin that. The Lions could ruin that.
Yeah, Lions and Ravens are the wild cards here.
For me, it's Ravens, Bucks, and Lions. If in fact he makes it beyond the Lions, I think we might be in good shape. The only other team that could potentially screw us over would be Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Whew.
Man. Come on, Rams.
I know. I can't wait till they make this pick so we can finally talk about it. There was a story that I heard. Anyway, well, I gotta wait till this is freaking going. They got a commercial going too.
Is this just an LA thing?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, Rube, I feel you, dog. You shouldn't be in that green room right now. Come on. Oh, man. Oh, well, yeah, then there was that report that came about the accident that happened a couple of years ago where a passenger in his vehicle passed away.
Yeah.
Again, interesting timing. And apparently the league had already known about that. It wasn't a huge secret. I feel like when it came up again, I remember something about that being mentioned. Again, me, being a Canes fan, but that disappeared. Like I never heard about it ever again. And I think that's why it fell off of the map for me. But again, this wasn't a secret for the NFL. And I mean, it was investigated. Charges were dropped. The person's parents, like, heartbroken for them for sure. They even came out and made a statement about it. It's like everyone's tried to move past it. No one's pointing the finger. It's just the timing of stuff like this never fails. Like right before the draft, this is something that's been widely known. Why don't you hear about it well in advance of the draft happening? Why is the week before the story coming out or being made a big deal the week before the draft happens? And that's typically because teams are trying to get the player to fall down the board to them, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But cutthroat league.
So we know who the Rams are taking, and then Baltimore's going to come right up. Man, I want this thing to come make this pick. What's up, Jason Rubin joining? Appreciate you guys. And it looks like they said the chat saying the Ravens pick is already in. Come on, Rams. They just want to build this pickup.
I was on mute that whole time, didn't realize it.
Oh, were you talking?
Yeah, I was saying so. Daniel Jeremiah is working for ESPN now. I was wondering, is he going to be calling Chargers games moving forward? Is that going to affect anything? Oh, here it comes. Never mind.
Yeah.
Get ready, guys.
Ty Simpson, Alabama quarterback.
Disgusting.
How are you? 13 overall, Craig.
Disgusting.
Now, the story I had read 2 days ago was that Ty Simpson was thinking about going back to school. Ty Simpson's dad called around the league. He talked to Les Snead, and Les Snead said, and I quote, "Your son is a first-round talent."
Yep. He turned down money to go to Miami.
And then Les Snead then drafts Ty Simpson.
Insanity.
That is crazy.
And now Reuben Bain falls into the Ravens' laps, doesn't he?
He does. They could go Bain or Vega here and just ruin the vibes tonight. And that's just what Ravens seem to do. But new Ravens, though. New Ravens. The boy Jesse Minter.
This is 1,000%. It feels like, well, here's the thing. You want to make sure Lamar Jackson is protected. But when do they next pick? When's the Ravens' second round pick? Because they can still get a guard. I don't think they anticipated Reuben Bain being here. So
it's pick 45, so 13.
Okay, they could still get a guard. They could still get a starting guard
in the second round.
I think you got to pivot here. Reuben Bain falls in your lap. You got to pivot.
Speak it into existence.
Ty Simpson in a year where he's not going to play is insane.
I was going to say this felt like a Michael Penix. Remember when he got picked and everyone's like, "What?
Yeah,
that high?" This is exactly how that feels.
Man, the draft never fails, man. This is high drama for a draft that I thought was going to be relatively boring.
Yeah.
It is not disappointed.
Hey, man, a guy that you didn't see in most drafts till like round 2, 3, going in the first round, top 13, means more players get pushed down the board, and I am fine with it.
This is very true. Also, here's what I'm curious about. You know how much?
Can I? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go for it. Go for it.
I was just gonna say, Rams were good when they were trading these first round picks. They should go back to that.
Yeah, the F picks.
F them picks. Go back to that because what are you doing here? Because if you didn't have a first round pick, he's probably there in the second round, and you still got your guy, quote unquote.
I mean, it would have been a division rival, but the Cardinals were probably their closest competition in getting him. But 13, you could have traded back, collected more picks, and still got him.
Yeah. Of course. But they got to get their guy, Craig.
Yeah. All right, well.
They got it.
Whatever, man. I'm not about to try to square that circle. Okay, so now we're in the danger zone.
Yep.
Ravens, Bucks, and Lions, all Vega eligible. But Reuben Bain is going within these next two picks. And if he doesn't, it's not just the arm length thing. Like, did y'all actually watch this man play football?
Yeah. I kind of need some of these tackles to go off the board.
Okay, here's the thing. Now I'm thinking about it. The reason why Bain may not go to the Ravens is because they also like guys who can play stand-up edge, and he's more of a hand in the dirt pass rusher. If that matters. And also shorter arms, if you're like you're at a disadvantage if you have to stand up with shorter arms, coming from down below with shorter arms, you get a little bit more leverage. You can be a little bit more explosive. I feel like Bain played with his hand in the dirt majority of his time in Miami, if I'm not mistaken, but we'll see. I mean, maybe he's just too good to pass up.
All right, the pick is in. Craig, you're gonna have to. Are you watching it on TV or is it a stream, Craig? I stream. Oh, you're muted, but I was hoping you'd pause it.
Okay.
All right, hold on. So you don't find out because I don't want to see your face or your reaction. Ravens take Vega. Good God. Damn it, man. The Vega dream is dead.
Oh, man. Could you at least give me some hope? Like, at least not the Ravens. Like, get it past the Ravens so I could just have something to hold on to. Now,
bro.
Okay. So now you got the Bucks, who I assume are going to take Ruben Bain here. He doesn't have to leave the state of Florida. Yeah. Okay, whatever. So, all right. The Vegas dream's dead. Now it's trade back. Just trade back.
Now,
Hopefully,
Craig. Yes. Ruben Bain is on that board still. If that man is still available at 22, I am not trading nothing.
Okay, well, we're talking about something that I don't believe will happen.
Oh, okay. Oh,
but no, absolutely. If Bain's on the board at 22, yeah, like hell with
now, what about
the card in? You teleported in.
Now, let me ask you this: Kenyon Sadiq is falling a little bit further than in most mocks. Kenyon Sadiq is there.
No.
Would you make that pick? No. Not 22.
No. I mean, I think I understand wanting to get additional weapons for Herbert. Gaston was a pleasant surprise last year. You got Kohler in the mix there. I get what he offers you as just kind of like that Joker tight end, and he can actually block very, very, very well. I don't know, man. Like, I understand why you would be intrigued by that. You would have one of the premier, most athletic tight ends in the league, but also I just feel like you have a new defensive coordinator specifically, and he's not going to be the genius. You can't expect this man to walk in and be Jesse Minter 2.0. If he isn't great, but I feel like you need to equip him with as much high-level talent as you can possibly give him. I think the offense is going to be able to manage with what we know is a stupendous offensive coordinator. So keeping that in mind, yes, an embarrassment of riches on the offensive side of the ball would be great, but I'm just considering who's going to be doing the play calling and the fact that you have a green NFL defensive coordinator. Oh, you disappeared. No, Garrett dropped. So anyway, what I was saying is green defensive coordinator. You want to make sure that you can equip him with as much talent as possible because he's probably going to need it.
Sorry, I just like hit my fist into the table. I
feel your pain.
I'm looking at the Bucks depth chart, and they got Yaya Diaby and Al Quadin Muhammad as their edge rushers. I would say this is happening here. I would say Ruben Bain is, and the hometown kid, like you mentioned, that this is happening. Got to.
Okay. Drop for 2 seconds. Let me get my kiddos in bed.
Okay. Oh, he did it that time. Good. Yeah, man. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking that Ruben Bain's got to be the pick. This is just a too good of a situation for them. But this is just a guess. I obviously don't know. So Vega, dude. Vega is a tough sell here now. Now that Vega's gone, and Proctor's gone, I'm having a hard time thinking that I want to invest in a. Now, hold on. Caleb Lemieux might not be terrible. What I really want to happen, I want Blake Miller and Monroe Freeling to go. I want some teams to start reaching on like Lemon and Cooper, get some of those wide receivers off the board. And I guess we got to see from there because we're at 15. Chargers 7 picks away. There's still some guys on the board. And then also there's a interesting thing here with I lost his name for a second. Jermon McCoy. If he's available there, I guess you got to figure out what the prognosis is on that, but that's a pretty nice wide receiver, or sorry, CB2 there. I would not hate that pick for sure, but I kind of need Pregnon to be off the board. I need them to start taking some of these tackles so we can just move that off our list. Sadiq is still there, but I'm just not. I'm whatever on it. I'm just not. We'll see if he gets selected, but Sadiq isn't a guy that I'm totally comfortable with the 22, which is why I want to trade down because there's about a handful of like 10 dudes I'd take in the 25 to 32 range if you're trading down, or even early tomorrow if it's a Arizona or somebody. I would absolutely love that since Arizona thinks they have the luxury to take a running back so early while they have so many players they still need to get to fill out their roster and be somewhat competitive. But Bain is obviously the first choice. Who would be, let's see, it's trade down is number one and or trade for a player. Outside of Bain. Oh, hold it here.
Yo.
Hey.
Oh, just in time.
There he goes. Ruben Bain goes to Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
It made too much sense.
Oh.
All right. So now that Bain's gone, man, this is getting ugly, man. I don't love this. Okay.
I think we pushed it to the limit as much as we could, Garrett. Like some of this stuff was not planned, like Ty Simpson, all the other stuff that took place within like the top 10. We didn't see that coming. Mm-hmm. So the teams that were slated to do some of the stuff they did were the only ones that actually stuck to the script. Like Vega, I was always worried about the Ravens. Hope they did something crazy, and they didn't. The fact that we were still talking about Ruben Bain at the 15th pick was pretty nuts to me, but I never thought he was going to fall to 22. And yeah, at this point, we're getting into that range of guys that have always been like a part of the conversation. And now I'm getting a little worried because there are going to be some names that I think are going to be around that have been linked to the Chargers that is just going to be like, okay, I guess. And it's not going to be anything really exciting. And the question is that, are you going to be okay with that? Or are you going to be looking to trade down? And I got to believe that Ortiz is like on the fall. He's got like at this point, I mean, you're close enough in range to a pick to where at least you've got a couple teams, hopefully, that you're talking to that are looking to potentially come up for some guys that they're interested in, because therein lies the problem. The later in this draft you get on the first round, and now with Ty Simpson being off the board, who's going to be good enough for a team to come calling? And the pickings are starting to get slim.
Yeah, man. I'm just like looking at the depth chart of the draft chart of guys still available. Obviously, no interior defensive linemen have gone. Running back is done. Sadiq is still there. Makai Lemon. There is Omar Cooper Jr., Caleb Lemieux, like I was talking about. Basantis is still available. Both tackles, Blake Miller and Monroe Freeling, are still available.
Wait, quick question.
Yeah.
Do we think that they would take Caleb Banks at 22? Harbaugh loved him, and they just put out that statement, his agent, doctors, like a couple days ago, that apparently his foot injury will be like a non-issue come early June. Do you think they do that?
If you're asking me if I would take the fourth best interior defensive lineman at 22 overall, my answer would be no.
Not you. Do you think they would?
Mm-hmm. I would think not. I would think they would have to consider. They'd have to consider the guys above them, and then maybe think about trying to reach or hope he falls in the second round. They can't possibly think that he's worth a first round pick at 22.
This is about their board, right? And again, Harbaugh, this is a Harbaugh guy. I'm not saying that they should do it either. I'm with you. I'm just curious because I think he'll be there. And did they have him in for a top 30 visit?
I
probably
so.
Check on the foot. And if that pans out, well, apparently it did. But I mean, if he's there at 22, like we were talking about guys like Peter Woods, which, you know, we were like, okay, cool, kind of makes sense. But it would appear that Caleb Banks is higher on their board than Woods is. So if you get to that point and you don't go edge rusher, I'm keeping my eye on this one. It feels weird. It feels weird. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you like that. I just noticed that name was. I mean, of course, it's still on the board, but it was a name that hasn't been talked about a lot. That for months was, and fell off the face of the planet after that second foot injury. But
interestingly enough, both those safeties are still available. EMW and Dylan.
Oh.
Oh yeah. So Kenyon Sadiq goes to the Jets.
I think one of your safeties comes off the board here to the Vikings, and it's probably, you know what, you say it, because if I say it, it'll sound racist.
What will it? Are you talking about Dylan Thieneman or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm not making a correlation there because he's white and plays safety, and Harrison Smith is.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. All right. I got you now. I was like, what? Does his name sound like something I'm missing?
Sensitive times we're living in, man.
So maybe we should start making a list, huh?
Okay. Kenyon Sadiq to the Jets. Great. I guess. Geno Smith is going to have a ball. Maybe.
So should we start making a list? Craig?
Yeah.
All right. Let's now I want to put some names that be interesting here. And tell me if I need to add any, okay? Let's see. In no particular order, I would just copy and pasting like position groups. Hold on 1 second. Let me get this. Going here.
I guess life could be worse, man. You can be living in New York. You'll be a millionaire. Geno Smith's going to be a QB.
So here's what we got. Let me get in here. Who am I missing? Here, I'm going to add the position so everybody. Pretty cool thing we're doing here. Watching me do. Here, I'll get this off so I'll do it and then I'll bring it back.
In spreadsheets, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I look at those all day for a living. Cool. Let me see. Another name, interesting, injury related, but also very, very talented. Jermont McCoy.
Yep, he's on there.
Chargers still looking for another outside corner, number one guy. Question is that knee as bad as what everyone's been reporting?
Okay. Any other names you want me to add?
Let's see.
I need some of these tackles to come off the board, by the way. Like Blake Miller, because I don't want Blake Miller. I don't want Monroe Freeling. I'd like to just take them out of the conversation here. If we're talking about guys I want to see get picked. Are you muted?
I am. My dog's barking in the
Oh,
background.
okay.
Throw Caleb Banks on there.
Why?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I got a weird feeling. Just throw him.
I'm gonna put it down here, but
that's fine. You can put tiers and then put him all about. You can put him on row 120 for all I care. Just put him on there.
You just want to see his name. Why do we want to put that in there? I don't want to.
Okay, fine. I'm not trying to put any juju on it.
But look, Craig, we have evidence. It's recorded. We are live. People are recording this as we speak. This will be on YouTube forever.
Okay, cool.
You will be immortalized if that is it, or we can just blame you and call Caleb Banks.
That's the last thing I want to be known for.
Your boy. We'll just go.
See, we're doing this thing again. Like the my boy thing. Yeah, that's fine.
What about?
I'll take one for the team. You can lie on me. Let's see. Is Concepcion on that list?
No, he is not. I'm. Here's what I want to do. I want to add players that I'm considering at this spot, and I don't hate. And this is my list. Is there?
I think you nailed it.
Okay, all right.
That's why I've just kind of been looking around. Like, okay, well, no, never mind, not him.
Oh, Craig. I
was going to say Denzel Boston. What? Check my text.
Yes. I just got a text.
Got a text.
Let me see what they're doing. He's tipping picks, but I want to see what they're doing.
Well, I'll be.
Okay, let's see. All right, text has been sent. We're going to find out what the heck's going on over there.
All righty. Here we go, Lions.
Do you like any of the... Oh, man, I've been off my stream. I got to get on this. Hold on. Lions are making the pick?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're doing Make-A-Wish.
Oh. Well, go ahead. What were you saying?
Do you have any desire for like a tackle? Because there's been mocks of Freeling and Blake Miller, who I want both of them off the board pretty soon here, which would indicate that Slater's kicking inside or something to that effect, or they're looking for him for the future.
Well, you're about to get an answer to one of your questions. Make you feel a little bit better.
Let's go. Good. I needed Blake Miller gone. Freeling is next. I gotta get.
I'm not concerned about that, but the answer is no. because
you don't want it, or you don't.
No, I don't want it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I get that they're hedging here. You get a tackle, and I told you how I feel about that whole kicking guys in the guard thing. But you have concerns at your tackle position because of your stars and the injuries that they've dealt with after being Ironman in college. But of course, join the Chargers and that all flips on its head. Nah, I'm not interested in taking a tackle in the first round. Even if you want to do it as a backup plan that you plan on starting at guard initially. That ain't what I'm interested in at all.
Oh, so Lions picked Blake Miller. Sorry, I didn't say it, but go ahead.
Yeah, hard pass on tackle.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the first Clemson player on the underachieving team, or from the underachieving Clemson team selected today. There should be maybe 2 more in the first. All right, man. We getting close.
We're getting real close. This list isn't so bad. If this is the list, who would you take?
Yo, it's wild that both McNeil Warren and Thieneman are there.
Yeah.
Because I keep saying how they don't need the safety position, but I also didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Meador.
The Vikings are taking Caleb Banks. Craig's boy is off the board at 18, crazy? And I'm glad that we did not write it on the list.
But I wasn't crazy. Somebody saw it.
I guess I'm not there.
Okay. But as it stands, Cowboys, Panthers, Cowboys. Okay.
Pittsburgh and then the Chargers.
Who did the Cowboys? Oh, they took a safety earlier.
Carolina's already made their pick. That pick is in.
Man, so the Cowboys gonna go Meador.
So
bro, we are about to be okay. All these names available. It's gonna be edge. It's probably gonna be edge. McCoy's the wild card. But other edge players on the board, I think you go Meador because, and people talk about the age, but if you get a high-level edge rusher that's ready from day one because he's polished, the dude trained under a Hall of Famer. He played under a Hall of Famer. He had that tutelage at Miami, playing under Jason Taylor.
Ooh, Eagles just traded up to 20. Sorry, they traded with the Cowboys.
What individual?
Yeah. So anyway,
why do the people like giving? Okay, I want to see what the trade was for, because Howie fleeces everybody.
Eagles traded up to 20 with the Cowboys. So, and didn't the Cowboys move up earlier?
Yes, one spot.
Yeah, and they gave up 2 5ths, so they're going to get some. Eagles get 20 and a 7th. Cowboys get 23, 114, and 137. Wow. So they flipped their picks to move down 3 spots for 2 higher picks. My goodness. Now listen, that's nice. They traded 2 5ths and got what's 114, 137? Is that a third?
That sounds about right.
Hold on, I'm not.
Wait, is that late third, early fourth?
Not a third. It's got to be a fourth. 114 is middle of the fourth, and 137 is towards the end of the. Wow. So they just flip. Wait a minute. They traded up, traded 2 5ths, moved down, 3 spots, and then gained 2 4ths? Now, Jerry Jones hasn't done a lot right, but That's a nice flip there.
I don't think that Jerry had anything to do with that.
I don't either, but whoever took that remote out of his hand, grandpa's hand, or whatever they did, the phone out of his hand, whatever. Good on them, because that was a nice piece of drafting
Okay.
policy there.
So the Eagles are probably going to take an edge here. The question is it going to be Meador or Falk?
Falk feels like an Eagle.
Again, like Meador, the reason why Meador makes sense for contending teams again is because he's set to go day one.
Yeah.
And you're going to get, I mean, like even if you only get one contract out of him, that's 5 years. If you pick up the 5th-year option of high-level edge play, I think you'll take that. Like 5 years, you're good with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, yeah, you'll be looking for another edge in 4 to 5 years. So what? Especially if you're in contention right now. So if you want the guy right now that's going to produce, then Meador is a pick.
And please don't tip picks in the chat. Man. I did not expect some of these wide receivers to be there, though.
It's getting spooky a little bit, man, because, okay, the good news there is that hopefully a team gets desperate and decides to call up and say, hey, we want your spot because we want one of these guys.
What if they're trying to get a wide receiver because they're getting rid of A.J. Brown? What if they're coming up to get the Eagles?
Oh, this is true. That's true.
Lemon or Cooper.
So, yeah, good call. This is true. That pending A.J. Brown trade connected to all that other fun stuff that's going on with the Patriots.
I missed that whole press conference, but I can only imagine.
Dude, that was awkward.
Oh, I bet.
And I live for awkward moments. That was awkward for me. Like, I had secondhand embarrassment. That's not easy to do.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Panthers are picking. Then it's going to be the Eagles. And
okay, dude,
we're going to have a tough spot with the Steelers.
The Steelers need another wide receiver.
And they could take Cooper. All right, Monroe Freely going to the Panthers.
Bang, bang.
Off the board.
There you go.
Bang, bang. Happy about that. I
said
I didn't want either tackle, and they went they went, what, pick, and then, 3 picks later? Okay.
Okay, so the reason why I think the Steelers are also going to go wide receiver again is because they still technically haven't heard from Aaron Rodgers yet. So this feels like it would be an Aaron Rodgers pick. Like, look, buddy, we got you another weapon to throw the ball to.
Thoughts on Lamu? Did you watch him or no?
Not as much as I wanted to.
Okay. So he was.
I hate Utah. So.
Yeah. So was a tackle Utah? He's really young. I think he's 21 or 20, about to turn 21. Good size, really good athleticism, really good balance. I love his hands. His hand placement is probably his strongest suit. Really effective as a pass blocker, capable puller. I feel like he's a really good fit because he's got really good mobility. The reason I feel like he needs to kick inside is that I feel like his hit, like when he's got to reach and get out on an island, he just doesn't really get very deep in his kick slide. And I think that'll be a problem. I also feel like in the run game out on an island, he gets a little bit more timid, but when he goes downhill, he's a lot more aggressive. And there goes Mekhi Lemon to the Eagles.
Bang, bang.
So
yeah. I was going to say the other thing that I did know about Lamu is, aside from the arm length thing, the functional strength was an issue. So, yeah, he's definitely going to have to get stronger. But if you're going to ask him to be on the move a lot, you want to pick guys off at the second level, you want him to be a puller, cool. Like if you want to run some wham stuff with him also, that works. You disappeared again, Garrett. I know you're not pissed off. You couldn't have cared that much about that Lemon selection. Well, yeah, Lamu makes sense. I will say, though, with the Steelers coming up here, I still feel like this is a receiver pick from Mr. Rogers. If you want to attempt to lure him back into the fold, which, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like they haven't already had conversations about what his future plans are. I mean, the dude could be at a darkness retreat right now, and maybe he has no cell phone service and he hasn't told them, but I find it very hard to believe that his ex-head coach was hired and that he's not already had conversations about coming back. But they probably made him some guarantees, and one of those was most likely getting him another offensive weapon.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
I
I know that Makai Lemon couldn't have been enough to make you hop off stream.
I did catch that. Yeah, I like Lemieux kind of as a development. Sorry, I was trying to figure out where we were.
No,
as a developmental guard, I feel like he's ready to start, but young enough to kind of like grow into that spot. I have him ranked higher than Basantis, but that's just me, and I would be very happy with it.
All right, man.
Very happy might be a little strong because I don't know that I'd be very happy with anybody right now in this group, because this is just a fine group.
Yeah, this is just all right.
So you're gonna need to probably definitely don't tip picks. I'm probably gonna put the probably need to put the stream up here, huh? So who would you be your number one right here?
Meador.
I'm with you. I got Meador. I mean these are my rankings. I got Meador, Folk, and then TJ Parker. Jermod McCoy would be a lot of fun. I'm with you, Meador. McCoy would any of these names here, I'm okay with. I don't love not going Meador and then having to go like Folk or Parker, but Cooper could make some sense. I'm okay with him there. I like Lemieux or Basantis is all right. Either safety is pretty good. But I am 100% on the trade back train.
Yeah, that's option 1A. Again, gotta have a dance partner. Yep. The good news is, again, there are a lot of names here, but what I am worried about is that teams are just okay with whoever falls to them at this point. Okay. And Makai Lemon is still on the stage doing interviews like Stevie Wonder. That's crazy.
I know.
To me, it's almost like he's doing these interviews with like there's a song playing in his head. He's bobbing his head to the beat while he's answering questions. Yeah. But now with the sunglasses on and moving that, he looks like Stevie Wonder. It's kind of crazy.
All right, I'm gonna get the stream up here. Let me share here. Let me get the volume going. Can you hear that?
Nothing yet.
Nothing?
Mm-mm. Steelers pick it in.
Okay, hold on. We're doing a whole thing on the terrible towel right now. Okay, hold on.
They're gonna make this pick. All right.
Where is this?
Place your bets. Are we going to commercial break after this pick or no?
They're gonna play sticks. Come on, dude. No. Who cares about this? Get sticks off my screen.
Adam Sandler. Wasn't that the joke in what was it? What was the movie where he
why this isn't playing?
Is that Big Daddy? He was a Styx fan.
Styx?
What was it? I think he was a Styx fan. I think that
I think you might be right, actually.
Oh. Pointless Jeopardy question.
I can't believe I can't get this going. Come on, man.
Wait, is there okay, Mike, are they performing or something before a pick? They're just playing.
Okay, let's see if
okay, I can hear it.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
You got it.
And Billy Madison, Craig.
Billy Madison. Okay. Wait, Billy? Really?
That's what they're saying.
I thought that was in big. Man, I gotta look this up.
Boy. I get it's a hometown pick, but let's
No, it was Big Daddy. Like I said. It was 1000% Big Daddy.
Okay, everybody go ahead and turn your stuff off. Do not tip the pick.
Joining me on stage are 6 Jerome Bettis Leadership Award recipients, featuring both high school tackle players and flag football athletes. Jerome?
The Jerome Bettis Leadership Award recognizes high school football players who demonstrate leadership, character, and service, both on and off the field. Congratulations to each of you. We wish all of you the best as you continue your football journeys. The last time I introduced the Steelers' first-round pick, I was fortunate to introduce T.J. Watt. And with the 21st pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Max Ihanachor.
Wow.
Arizona State.
Well, I mean, that's kind of an Aaron Rodgers pick too, I guess, technically. Get someone to protect him.
I am okay with that.
Dude, are they going to make this pick?
All right, so.
Extraordinary story is Max Ihanachor. His family came to the
We're
U.S.
still on the clock.
when he was 13. The first time he ever played organized football in his life was in junior college at East Los Angeles College. He spent 2 years there.
Yes,
all right,
Papa
so
Starch. Yes, Papa Starch. Exactly.
So,
like in like the no, we don't have a 5th round pick. I maybe do that in the 4th round, just because he looks like a super soldier.
What are you talking about?
So Papa Starch is talking about the you see the international pathway player guy from Nigeria. He's like 6'5", 300 something pounds, but he's built like a tight end. Like he's like Shannon Sharp in his prime, but like 50 pounds heavier. He's built like that.
I got it hidden. Okay, go ahead and hide that. We'll just hide we'll hide all the chat. So we talked about Meador. We talked about one of these guards.
Yeah.
I was going, who is this guy? He was stoning people. They're on the Texas Tech tape this year. Watch him.
Maybe we talked about both the safeties. They're still there.
Yep.
Mark Cooper Jr. still available. Is
And their
very
pick is in.
interesting.
They're making
in.
this pick. Come on, man. There's still time. Maybe.
Max to say, hey, look, I'm one of the baddest dudes out here.
Oh.
That mindset, because if he is proactive with it and uses all those physical tools.
Okay, we're waiting for that
he has
commercial to come.
You know it is.
Waiting.
We have to wait another. Well, they made the pick. They're on TV. They made the pick.
So think about this team
Yep.
as they wait on Aaron Rodgers to come back. If he's going to come back or not, they have to have a left
All right.
situation. This gives them, even though
We talked about McCoy.
this gives them a little bit
So-
McCoy.
at the left tackle.
Question: are you gonna
Okay.
Are we gonna wait with everyone else, or are you gonna try to find out?
Who it is? No, we're
Yeah.
waiting.
Okay.
I'm not looking.
Cool. Well, all right,
No, I
guys.
never
We're doing
looked.
it.
Well-
We're doing it live.
I think I peeked once.
selection.
I think during the Herbert pick, actually.
Interesting decision to be made there, and then the Cowboys will be behind them. Mel, 30 seconds.
All right, I'm prepared for anything right now.
Here we go. Get that commercial going, please. So we can get that out of the way.
Let's go, man. You know you're gonna make us wait this extra 2 minutes. Come on, just go to commercial break.
Still on the board as well for the LA Chargers at this point. All right, we'll see what the Chargers decide to do. And again, the Cowboys are behind
After this break.
Move back in that trade with the Eagles.
I think they're going in.
It'll be the Chargers, then the Cowboys, and then the Browns will make their second pick of the night. That's the one.
Yeah, they're gonna do it. There's no commercial
All right,
break.
here we go.
How about that?
Can you hear it okay?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Oh,
all right.
God.
Shh. You found out what it is? Hold on.
No.
Oh.
The Los Angeles Chargers select Akeem Meador.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Hey!
Miami.
Hey!
Boy, he was
Yes.
in that playoff run, wasn't he? 5.5
Okay, hold on. Let's talk about it, but let's hear what.
Wait, hold
they
on.
have to
Hold
say.
on. One second. Sure. I'll be right back.
And Indiana grew up in Ottawa, and he's an older
You know he's going to put on something Miami. Yes, dude. Yes. Okay. I'm totally good with this. Yes. Now, if they can go Meador to a guard like Rutledge, we're eating here, baby. Yes. I did not think Meador was going to be available, so I did not want to make that Keldrick Folk and TJ Parker bit, but this is the guy. This is who I'm happy about. Even on my chart, he was one of my cool guys that I'd be cool with, and I'm totally cool with this. So hold on, I want to listen to what they say.
Some of their sub rush in their 3-4. They have bigger outside guys anyway. Tui, Pelosi, Khalil Mack. These are all guys who are kind of built like Mez is, and he's been talked by the best. Him and Ruben Bain, they were the alphas in that entire locker room down there in Coral Gables. That's a nice pickup for the Chargers.
So Meador and Bain each go off the board.
Okay. All right. I'm going to stop sharing this. If I can. There. Okay. Craig's back.
It's better.
I knew. I was like, he's coming back with some kind of gear on. Okay. So let's have a talk. If you don't mind, if you got some, you're a Miami dude. I guess I'll let you go first.
Sure.
I got a lot teed up because I'm happy. I'm very happy with this. I'm pumped.
So if it was going to be the 22nd pick, this was always going to be option, behind Vega. We knew Vega wasn't realistic, but this was
on our list.
On
our list, we both said Meador before the pick was made. Yep,
correct.
Go ahead.
So forget the fact that he just turned 25 a couple weeks ago. Start here. This guy used to be an interior defensive lineman before he transferred over to Miami. He's played up and down the line of scrimmage, which means he can still reduce down because he has the functional strength to do it. You could argue that he was on par with Ruben Bain's play. The fact that they had two high-level edge rushers on the same defense was completely unfair. And there were some instances. Now, I'm not just saying this because it's the pick. It's the truth. Meador is the more natural edge rusher. He's got a full complement of bag of moves. Like I said before, under the tutelage of a Hall of Famer, a gold jacket guy. So coming from years of having to play under Jason Taylor, understanding not just leverage, but hand fighting, having counter moves, first step hesitations, he's got all of it. And this is a move that you make when you're ready to go after it now. Meador is not just a number 3 edge rusher. Whereas before, keep in mind, we were thinking about maybe them getting a younger dude who come in and be in the mix in that top 3 and would grow eventually, maybe to be next year's starter and to move forward with that. But the truth of the matter is now you have 3 capable starters, 3 of them. And Meador gives you enough burst off of the edge and power combination to where he can do a little bit of both. So overall, the length is just okay, but he still has the bag necessary to be an effective player straight away, day one. And I'm super excited about it because, again, you can maneuver him up and down the line of scrimmage. When you're talking about those NASCAR packages and guys reducing down, he's one of the guys that you can play on the inside. Having him play next to Khalil Mack or Thule is going to be a complete and utter nightmare. And this is the type of thing you do for a new defensive coordinator. Like I said before, Jesse Minter out of the door. You cannot expect your new guy to come in and just pick up where Minter left off. What you've now given him is a tool to add to that toolbox and to be a more hellacious defense up front, and then be complementary to your secondary guys, your safeties. Everyone in the secondary is going to eat off of this. I couldn't be happier aside from them trading back, but I also wasn't sure that he was going to fall. When I even did my edge list, I struggled to put him on my edge list because I didn't think he'd make it, but I did it just in case. He was right there on the periphery, so I'm like, okay, we can talk about him. But again, this is amazing. The fact that they were able to get somebody who can come in and contribute day one, and you don't necessarily have to like work him into the mix and get him acclimated. Like, he's still a rookie, but that being said, he's as prepared to play at the next level as any edge rusher coming to this draft based on where he came from and the the coach that he learned under in Jason Taylor. So I continue to go on, but that would be rude. The floor is yours, Garrett.
You'll have plenty of time because this is the pick. So the first thing off the bat, which I know is going to give a lot of people pause, is he's going to be a 25-year-old rookie. While looking at him and going like, do I think that the Chargers should be drafting a 25-year-old rookie? Though, as far along as Meador is, as Craig's talking about, it's the type of fill-in role for Khalil Mack that can happen immediately. A day one starter that doesn't have to develop. We were talking about Lemieux, who was a younger kid who was going to be playing outside, would have to learn to play guard. It's going to take him a year or two. Meador is a drag and drop type edge player right now. Adding more gas to your edge rusher like they had last year is what helped them push them into the playoffs with Oweh. When Oweh went, now you put in Meador, and now you've got some of that firepower back. What I do want to say, which I feel like there's a lot of stuff I want to get to on him and my watch. I love his athletic ability. The way he can shoot through gaps and still make tackles and have that short area change of direction while playing inside and outside is a beautiful thing, because we saw at times when you flip Thule inside, or you flipped Oweh inside and put Thule next to him, or when Bosa was here and it's the same with Thule, now you have that same type of firepower with Meador. He's got a really explosive, quick jab step, really, really fast out of his stance, which they had got to get speed off the edge. And Oweh had that. And now you replicate that with Meador in your rookie. Great contact balance, really, really good bend. I love his upper body strength and the way he can bull rush, which I feel like is one of his go-to moves and things that's one thing that's NFL ready right now. The Malachi Lawrence. Okay. Well, anyway. So really strong upper body. I love his arm chops when offensive linemen try to get hands on him. And I love his awareness in zone coverage too. You don't really see it a lot in edge players, but being able to drop down, realize when a screen's coming, and attack that screen, we saw it a lot in college. And then he muddies things up in zone coverage. When you see like they're running a pick play or a screen, or they're running some kind of trash play to kind of like get defenders running in different directions, he's in the middle of it to mess it all up. He's not letting a free release go by. He's in there creating collisions constantly. And then also it just feels like he's got a pretty high IQ, football IQ, being able to read those screens, retracing, recognizing even the RPOs, which he went against a lot in college. And that motor just feels like it just doesn't stop. So when you got a guy who has the high speed and the high motor with the kind of like change of direction and the short area quickness, it's a guy you want in the backfield on the edge. And it feels like as a run defender, he's pretty good. As a pass rusher, he's really good. So you need some guys to get after the quarterback. Meador is your guy. Of the list available at 22, it was Craig and I's number one pick, even with a guy like Jermod McCoy, who we liked, even with who who was still available? What wide receiver? Cooper was still available. Both safeties were still available. I think he can improve a little bit in the run game. And I do think he lunges a little bit in tackling, like just gets a little bit aggressive. But that's because he's a dog. Him and Bain came on the field and basically said, we're the alphas.
Yep.
And now try to figure it out. And so you bring that kind of attitude to a guy, and learning behind a guy like Khalil Mack, an unbelievable situation for this kid to thrive.
Well, it's definitely going to be better because what he's going to learn at the next level is you have to earn the right to rush the passer.
Yep.
So he's going to improve as a run defender. He wasn't terrible at it, but again, we're talking about someone who was already aware of what it takes to defend the run after having been already an interior defensive lineman. Yes, the pass rushing chops are there. The ability to set the edge, he's shown, but like you mentioned before, you called them dogs. Well, they were asked to hunt the majority of the time that they were on the field. And Miami's defense was so good, and they were like an attacking defense. So getting upfield was almost always paramount, and it was almost like defend the run on the way to the quarterback. And in the NFL, they're going to flip that. So yes, perfect type player that you want to have in your rotation now in the edge room because of what he offers you from day one and the fact that development. I mean, you're going to a defense or a defensive line coach, an edge coach that understands what, because I can't think of his name, from the Steelers. He's the new edge edge coach for the Chargers. Yeah. So you saw what he did, with guys like Hightower, Nate Herbig. We already know about Watt. So you've got someone who's worked with that level of talent and also helped to develop some of those names coming over and working with Akeem Meador, who's just finished working with a Hall of Famer in college. So we're not having a tremendous drop off as far as like coaching development is concerned. But you're getting somebody that comes into the league that's ready made to produce from day one. And it's not going to be a drop off when you ask Thule to step off of the field, which you won't be doing a lot of, or if it's really going to be about spelling Mac more so than anything. And I would not be surprised if Meador takes more snaps year one than what people think, because you probably want to spell Khalil as much as possible to keep him fresh throughout the year. And you're not going to see a ton of drop off, especially when you're talking about getting after the passer. So again, I don't care about the fact that he's 25 years old. If you get high level pass rush and a developer as an edge setter over the next 4 to 5 years within this window, while Herbert is entering his overall prime as a quarterback athletically, this fits within that window. And like I said before, you don't want to drop off. My question was always, if they were going to take a player, was it going to be a guy that they were like, hey, we can use this guy right now, he can come in and produce from day one? Or is this someone that we're going to have to bring along and hope can be the guy within the next 2 or 3 years? And that would have answered a bunch of questions to me about whether or not they plan on competing now, or if they're pushing this thing out, trying to extend the window, or thinking if they have a larger window than what they might really have. That being said, this tells me they're in to win now. So I fully expect some additional moves to be made. And I would not be shocked if they still try to go off after someone via a trade, maybe another weapon offensively, who knows? But they'll probably have to dig into the 2027 war chest in order to do that, because now you're down to 4 picks.
And so I know 25 is going to spook a lot of people, but I do also want to add, right now they're in let's try to win right now mode. Let's add some more to this defense. They obviously lost something in Oweh. They get it with a rookie, but pass rushers are going longer and longer in the NFL now. Obviously the veterans, like the Max and the Clownies and Von Millers, like they're going late into their 30s. Now, granted, I'm not projecting that kind. Oh, did KC go to Cleveland? He sure did.
He did.
Conception. Wow. What the heck's going on with Omar Cooper Jr.? What is everybody thinking? Anyway, sorry. Man, that threw me off. I wouldn't worry about the age right now. You have a guy that's ready to produce right now. You can figure that out later. I understand, you're thinking down the road and contracts and all that other stuff, but that's not. You got a edge rusher that plays with intense violence. That was in my notes. And I will take that all day long. 25 or 35. Not as a rookie, maybe not 35-year-old rookie, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
Bears
man.
about to pick. Sorry, keep going.
No, I was gonna say, just the blend in the room is really, really nice now because again, I said he provides you a little bit of both power and finesse. He's got the full tool bag. Whereas right now you have two power rushers. I was always concerned about them finding someone with a little bit more speed and bend as a natural pass rusher, and they got it. Like, not the highest in athlete, but you know, I would say there's a nice middle ground there in between where he can offer you, whether it's bend or inside moves, setting up offensive tackles to the outside, getting inside of their pads, or in between the tackle and the guard, creating that shorter pathway to the quarterback, and then just relentless effort and motor. So full package.
Yes, I'm excited about it.
All right, so we have next item up for bid. Price is wrong, Bob. Guard has to be what they attack next, right?
Yeah, I talked about that while you were getting your stuff on.
Oh yeah. And I mean, the names are still there. So you find yourself in a position here where essentially you're going to have to wait. Because I can't see them trading up unless they're going to use 2027 draft capital. And I know how Ortiz feels about that. But you do have a comp pick coming for that OA signing. And did I see something about potentially getting something for Zion, or no? Did I imagine that? I don't know, but definitely OA, and I think it's back up to a third now, or will we find that out post?
Yeah, I don't know if we'll
on
find
Monday.
that out yet. Yeah.
Well,
sure.
the formula locks on Monday, so
yeah,
at that point, when we're talking about signings, they don't have to worry about that any longer. Let's see. As far as the interior guys go, you still making your list?
No. I was just tweeting out about Meador.
Okay.
What
Pregnon, Basantis, Rutledge, Farmer. Those are your four names. And even Bo Stevens, which I said this before, I want an Iowa lineman at some point. But yeah, other than that, Farmer, Rutledge, Basantis, and Pregnon, you're probably out of Pregnon, Basantis range at this point, but maybe Rutledge falls to you at 55.
Yeah, that's all. That was the dream.
Mm-hmm.
That they were going to get one of these edges, and then they were going to have Rutledge fall to him. This day is already turning out better than our mock because Meador was not falling to us.
Nope.
In any of those mocks. They did the right thing, man. They did not try to get too cute. They didn't we were afraid of a Caleb Banks type situation or a Pregnon type situation or something, but they sat, let the board fall to them, and they picked the best player available in the biggest position, one of the biggest positions in need. Guard is on the menu, heavy next tomorrow. There's just no way around it.
Folks out there watching, do me a huge favor. When you get the chance, go back and rewatch the national championship game and watch Akeem Meador, and then come back and talk to me. If you want to get an idea of what type of player we're getting, go back and watch that game. The relentlessness this dude plays with, there was a rep that he took where he beats the tackle, right? And he loses his footing. I think the tackle pushes him in his back. He's on the ground. He's almost, I'd say, within arm's length of Fernando Mendoza. The dude lunges from the ground, grabs Mendoza, pulls him down with one arm, and as he's falling, starts to lose him with one arm. So he uses his legs and literally puts him in a scissors lock and pulls him down. Like the job's not done until the play is ended. There's no quit there. And that high level effort with the
Thieneman just went to the Bears. Sorry.
Oh no, all good. Again, that level of tenacity with his just overall skill set and athleticism, you're gonna love it. But go back and watch that game, and you'll see exactly what I mean. It's pretty much a synopsis of the type of player that we're getting. You'll get everything you need to see from Meador in that one game.
And and he produced everywhere he went. When he was with Virginia, he had like 14 and a half sacks, 14 and a half tackles for loss, 9.5 sacks. So I'm trying to get my number straight in my head. And then last year he was like 17 and a half tackles for loss. I want to say 12 and a half sacks. And then he had like 4 or 5 forced fumbles. Like the guy gets after the football and then starts doing work, starts poking balls away. I mean, the kid is intense. And I like him and Bain together. I know I said it earlier, but like it felt like, and sorry, I just got distracted. And I know you watched Miami more than I did, but whenever I got to see Miami, especially like in the playoff, it just felt like we're going to have 2 dogs on the edge and you're going to have to figure this out because they're going to hunt. And like these 2 are alphas, and which, like, are you going to double one? You're going to try to figure out what are you going to do? Because it's not just like one and then a finesse rusher. It's like these 2 are dogs and they're coming and they're going to hunt, like you said earlier. And I mean, when you can add that to your roster, and a guy that like he had a foot injury, I think, at one point in his career. But outside of the injury plagued season, he was. I mean, I don't know that he had like less than double digit tackles for loss when he played football, healthy production all day.
That's all you can ask for. And so funny. So it looks like they actually played the highlight. I didn't watch the highlights after the pick or during the pick.
Yeah, you went to go
I was
get
so excited about it.
Yeah.
So they played apparently the exact highlight I was talking about. But just go look at that game from beginning to end. And there are numerous games.
Texas traded up.
Oh,
sorry, they traded with Buffalo.
It's cool.
Texans get 26 and 91. Buffalo gets 28, 69, and 167. Wow.
I'm curious. I wonder if anyone called about a trade up to the Chargers at 22. I'm curious.
I can find out.
Because this would be the second year that happened, that they decided to pass on the trade and take the guy. Because we know the Eagles thought that they had a trade with the Chargers last year. But instead, they stuck and took Hampton.
Let's find out.
Because, I mean, that had to be difficult, right? Well, depending on what the offer was. Like, you're staring down a player that can instantly help you, something you have to take into consideration. But being the pick monger that Ortiz is, having to turn down the opportunity to get a couple extra swings at it might have been, you would think it's something he at least had to think about. But again, I guess it kind of sort of depends on what the offer was.
2 calls.
You
want to know the teams?
Who?
2 teams are about to come up. Houston and Miami.
Okay. So from 26, 27 up to 22, what would that have netted you as far as picks? You definitely would have gotten 2 picks out of that.
You definitely wouldn't have had Meador at that point.
But you wouldn't have gotten Meador.
Yeah.
But as far as draft capital, what does that look like? 27.
Well, what did they just get? What did Houston give? They gave up pick 69, I think.
I didn't see what they got. So they traded with Buffalo, right?
Yeah.
I didn't see what the draft.
49ers traded 30 and 90 for 27 and 138. So, yeah, I guess you would have just moved back and then 90 for 138.
Oh, what?
They took Keelan Rutledge in the first round, huh? Well, okay, so that dream is dead, which the Pregnon.
It just got spooky, Garrett.
Huh. Okay.
Holy crap.
Interesting.
Oh man, we might be screwed.
Trading up to 20.
Oh man. Oh.
So,
brother.
man, I thought this guy stinks. Can Basantis fall that far?
I don't know, Garrett. I mean, we're talking about two guys. The funny part about this is, like, I heard someone say, I just thought this was draft fatigue. I started hearing people talk about Keelan Rutledge going in the back in the first round. I'm like, that makes absolutely no sense. That's not happening.
Chat Papa Star says it was Schrager who said that. Yikes. And this is what I'm saying. Like, if you have to put all your chips in that you need a guard now, like, why not go get one so you don't have to do this?
Well, here's the problem. You're going to find yourself in a situation where, because the Pregnon and Basantis were both at some point talked about going in the first round. So 9 times out of 10, they're not falling to you at 55.
No.
I mean, Keelan Rutledge just jumped an entire round. So
you're going to have to do a Ladd McConkey type trade up.
You're going to have to get, very creative to move up to get one of them. Or you're going to find yourself in a situation where you're going to have to find or sign a vet post-draft. And, I mean, there are like a couple names, but a couple guys coming off of injury.
They couldn't get two 25-year-olds with
some are elder statesmen. I don't know, man. This is, for as happy as I was and am about Akeem Meador, now we're back to worrying about the exact thing that was a problem. Why does this keep happening? Every time the Chargers have an issue and it's very clear and evident, and we're all like, okay, well, they're definitely going to fix this, right? They play the hurry up and wait game, and it bites them.
Yeah, always. Okay, let me jump off real quick.
Go for it.
Ahead.
No, do you think? I was gonna say, whatever they do, don't listen to John Spanos this year and wait on your guy. That might have worked last year with Trey Harris. Don't do that this time if you want to guard. You got to figure something out.
Yep.
Him and his stupid sweater, kick him out. Go do what you got to do and get your guard. Don't wait. All right, that's it.
I don't like anything about that, man. We can't be looking at Strange and Penning. It can't. And Ortiz said they are not done at guard. They're not done. Well, they're gonna have
No, he said they're not done with the offensive line. Nah, you might not be done. It might be done with you though.
Yeah,
like you're gonna have to go and find something somewhere, and you might have to reach to do it.
And here's the problem. And I was alluding to it earlier, but there might be some kind of situation where a veteran guard ends up getting cut, who's like pretty good, and then they end up getting this guard, and it works out this year. And then they fall back on this, well, it'll all work out type of thing. And that is not how this works. Go out and get your guys.
Keelan Rutledge at 26.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, I'll be right back.
All right. Anyway, folks, yay. Definitely not something I think, well, apparently Peter Schrager knew something, but okay, just talking about having your hopes dashed. I was personally expecting that to be an option towards the end of the second round on the Chargers drafting at 55. So now that that's been cleared off of the board, the options are probably going to get very, very slim come that pick. So yeah, at this point, you're gonna have to find a way to be creative and maneuver up the board in the second round, or else you're going to be finding yourself, well, and unless they feel like they have an option that they can get potentially at the back of the second to think is still viable. I mean, Bo Stevens is still there, so that would satisfy my Iowa pick or wanting an Iowa guy. But that being said, I don't know if I would love that. I don't know how the Chargers view it. But yeah, so guard still a heavy worry at this point, and it just got even more ridiculous by the fact that the guy that we assumed would just be there and would fall into their laps after the quote unquote guard run started ended up being the first one off of the board of those names, which I don't think anyone saw coming. Well, other than Peter Schrager and whoever his sources are. And the Dolphins have selected one of my favorite corners in the draft, Chris Johnson, in the first round out of San Diego State. We were talking about outside corners and the Chargers potentially focusing on guys like that. He was squarely in my sights. One of the guys that I felt like potentially could be an option if they traded back and got an additional second-round pick, but it was not meant to be, and he is a Miami Dolphin, which I hate for him, but, you know, hell of a player. All right, let's see. Question here. Thoughts on Dunker from Iowa? So I like Jennings Dunker. I think he played mostly tackle, but for sure can kick to the inside. I think there are some athletic limitations there, which probably forces him to play on the inside. But yeah, definitely an option. It's just another one of those guys that's going to have to move from one position into another. And we see, and I think Dunker was a right tackle, if I'm not mistaken. So then he would be moving to the opposite side of the line to play predominantly left guard. Yeah, not ideal. But yeah, at this point, the way things are currently standing, they might have to take a chance and draft a guy and maybe maneuver him into that role. So, like I said before, definitely not ideal. Okay, so interesting. QJ in 55 for 28. Let's not do the QJ thing right now. I heard what Joe Ortiz said about QJ, but I'm still thinking about when you're talking about draft capital, there's still an opportunity there. If there is a deal to be made, I don't think you completely shy away from it. The guy's made some strides, but for sure, if you're going to have to take a reach at guard, maybe you start thinking about ways to acquire some additional draft capital so you can maneuver and not have to reach. Yo.
So it looks like the Patriots traded up, and I saw Chris Johnson went.
Yeah, he went to Miami.
Yeah, interesting.
And yep, Pats. That's well, never mind.
Oh, Lemieux goes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been okay with him.
Chiefs back on the clock.
Would have been nice for him to fall, but that's not here nor there. So the Bills traded out twice.
Did they? Did I miss that? Yeah, back at 31 now.
Yeah, didn't they trade down to 28? I thought. Man, if they traded all the way down and still were able to like land Cooper, that'd be pretty nice.
Well, I mean, there's still some really decent names left here. What do the Chiefs need? They drafted a corner. They still need an edge rusher. They technically still need another cornerback. Both of their starting corners are gone. Well, you know, they replaced one. So now they could go corner again. Let's see. As far as available edge rushers, there's still some okay names there. Honestly, don't care what they do at this point. They didn't take Bain, so that's really all I cared about. They didn't take Bain, and we got Meador. I'm having a pretty good night. The guard thing is just freaking me out now, though.
Yeah. Don't let it.
I don't want to go another day with this, bro. Like, I don't want to get through this weekend and still be asking guard questions. Like, this was supposed to be fixed.
I gotta fix my chart now. So Gosh, it feels like Basantis is the dream, but I don't know that that's even an option. That's even going to come close.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Who was expecting this at this point?
Especially when there wasn't any offensive line going. Early.
That was so random. And then they traded up to do it.
So no interior defensive lineman. Oh no, take that back.
The one.
Caleb Banks, the one, which is very surprising. Meador. Did any other Parker and Falk haven't gone yet, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Which funny, like Falk. Well, the Seahawks need another edge.
That actually can make some sense.
So, it makes a lot of sense, actually.
So where are we? Chiefs are up?
Chiefs, yeah. The Bills also need an edge rusher as well. I don't know, man. This is going to be a very interesting second round. Because at that point, like, you don't want to reach for a guard there. Like I mentioned, I think while you were off, Bo Stevens might still be hanging around, and then that would satisfy my Iowa need. But I still don't know that I would love that in the second round.
You're just gonna keep hammering that home, huh?
Yeah, but I don't want to reach for it. So if you have to kick the can into the, at that point you're not kicking the can. There's no viable options. You're gonna have to have a backup plan for guard. It can't be what you currently have in place. You have to have something else. You couldn't have just been banking on a guy falling to you in the second round. Let's hope that wasn't the plan. But I don't know, man. Like, they had to have heard something about Rutledge being higher than what like the consensus was on him. They would have to have known that.
Man,
I don't know, man. I'm starting to feel like they're not going to get a guard in the second round. The point of all of this was, in my mind, because again, Keelan Rutledge started in like the third round. And that's what the whole conversation was. It's like you had guard depth where you could get a quality starter into the third round. Well, that pick just flipped all of this on its head, because who thought the last guy that was slated to go would actually be the first of that group? So now, if you're the Chargers, you're in no man's land at 55. And just sitting around waiting to see what happens is probably not in your best interest if that's a position you feel like you have to attack. So now, hopefully in that war room coming up with something, there has to be some sort of plan to attack this. Whether it be, okay, we're just going to push guard off of the board now as far as looking for a starter in the draft, and the Chiefs. Okay, anyway.
What? Hold on. Oh, they got Peter Woods. Oh no. Oh, I don't love that.
Not at all.
Ooh.
Yeah, get a guard.
Yeah, more than ever.
Get a guard. Figure it out. Figure it out.
There's some pretty good corners still on the board. I'm just looking at the list here. I mean, I know it's not the biggest need, but
good Lord, get a guard somehow, some way. Cole Strange is going to get wrecked. Chris Jones and Peter Woods.
Yeah.
Ay. All right, Joe.
Yeah, I don't.
I hope Justin Herbert wasn't somewhere eating dinner when that pick happened. Ruin his entire dining experience. Oh boy.
So Jets traded up. They're at 30, which means San Francisco traded out.
They have 3 first-round picks next year, by the way.
San Francisco or KC?
The Jets.
Oh, I don't know who we're talking about.
No, I was saying the Jets have 3 first-rounders next year. Look at this. Chris Jones, Peter Woods, George Karlaftis, Nick Bolton. Okay. That's actually
Jets are definitely going to get Cooper here. They needed a wide receiver, and they ended up getting Sadiq. Probably trading up to get Cooper is my guess. Because I don't know who else you'd be trading up for. Man, there's still a lot of interesting edge rushers that are going to be available in the second round.
Yeah. Yep. All right, man.
Only a couple more picks. 3 more. The Jets are going now.
All right.
What's wrong,
man? I'm worried
about the guard. You're still
yes. I'm
you can't get depressed. You just put your Miami gear on.
Yo, no, I'm happy about. I am. I'm very happy about that. It's the Rutledge thing happening, and then the Chiefs getting Peter Woods that just kind of screwing with me a little bit. But yes, no, we're not being Debbie Downers here.
Amari Cooper Jr.
Mm-hmm. All right, man. They're trying to.
So how? There's nothing more worthless than a draft grade, but let's give them because we do it every year. So if you're going to be looking at draft grades and all that other stuff today, which I know you're posting in the chat that somebody gave. Oh, Charles McDonald gave the Chargers a D+.
Who?
Charles McDonald.
Who is that?
He is on Twitter. Is he the dude that was with Justice Mosqueda? Is that the same one?
I don't know who this cat is.
Or am I off? But anyway, okay. So, what are you giving this? What are you giving this pick here?
I'm giving us an A-.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for all the reasons that we keep explaining here, as far as what the contribution is to the defense and the fact that you needed to fortify that edge room and have a solid 3-man rotation, and you may have already potentially. I'm trying not to get ahead of myself. You may not have a lot of fall off from what you had from Owe, because keep in mind, Owe, freak athlete, crazy length, agility, burst, but he was still rounding into form. You're getting a guy who's literally ready day one and can probably give you at least comparable production. So if that was the thing that changed the defense, because remember what happened when Owe got there and how much better the pass rush got. If you can stop yourself from falling off there and being able to maintain your level of defensive play, or at least give you a fighting chance to have somewhat of a similar defense in a league that's predicated on passing, then I think you did a tremendous job at addressing a premium position with a premium type player that can give you essentially the same type of production, if not more than the guy that you lost. So I think that's a win. I can't see it. If you want to say A-, B+, that's fine. I'm giving it an A-. I might be a little biased also, so take that into consideration. But A- for me.
So I'm giving it an A- too. And the only reason it's getting knocked down is Buffalo just traded the pick.
What?
Oh no, the pick is in.
Wait, no. Tennessee is the Titans are on the clock.
Oh, I think
they did trade again. Dude, how many picks have they gotten? What the hell?
I don't know, but this is what I would have.
Yeah, this would
Love
have
to
been
do.
fantastic if you were the
Yeah.
Chargers.
Okay, so Tennessee. Oh yeah, I see now. Tennessee on the clock. It's an A- for me. I think the thing that knocks it down is the age. There's no getting around that. He's
Yeah.
25, and so I'm pretty sure he's older than Thule, and I don't think that's a joke
No,
because
he
Thule
is.
came in real young. So we're talking about an older pass rusher, but I mean, we talked about his ability to play inside outside. Talked about his motor. We talked about the way in which he closes on ball carriers and quarterbacks. When we start to watch him a little bit more, and you get to see him play every Sunday, you'll kind of see those strong arm chops that he's so good at, that we saw Joey Bosa just like carry his career with. Really, really good hands and a strong upper body. His athletic ability is awesome, and the fact that you can replace the production you got with Oweh, but not have to shell out the contract that Oweh got from the Commanders, correct?
Yes.
You wouldn't you get him with a rookie contract, and I get 25 years is tough, but pass rushers are going longer and longer these days, so I am okay with it. I don't love drafting older rookies, but in this instance, it is a play right away, a violent edge rusher who can get after the quarterback and has a really high football IQ. We talked about some of the shortcomings that I feel like he has about outside, just being like lunging a little bit too much in his tackling. Feels like sometimes he'll miss tackles because he leaves his feet a little early. But I think this kid's awesome, and he was my number one here on the clock, and I think the best player available for them in terms of fit and need. And for him to go behind Khalil Mack, oh, there goes Keldrick Folk.
They jumped in front of the Seahawks to screw him over.
It's a perfect situation. He's ready to produce right now. He's going to be behind Khalil Mack. I guess he had an interview, and he said he's going to be asking Mack hell a lot of questions or something like that. Hella questions when he goes and sees him, which he should absolutely be doing. He should be in his pocket. And Mack is a guy who's always up to teaching kids up. So I just feel like getting a violent dude with that kind of athleticism is a guy you want on your team. And I feel like it fits the bill, because once Mack's gone, which will be soon, Meador is ready to just plug and play.
Yep, no doubt. Yeah, Keldrick Faulk to Tennessee, that move feels like they knew the Seahawks probably had their eyes on him. And so they did what they had to do to get ahead. That felt like a clear Seahawks pick if he was still going to be on the board. So now they're going to have to pivot
to TJ
Parker. There's still TJ Parker. TJ Parker kind of sort of reminds me of what they already have in Chinonwosu a little bit, which is wow. Because the funny thing is, like, Nwosu was what year? For what year the Chargers drafted Nwosu? Because he's not as old as I thought he was, which is weird because it feels like that draft was forever ago.
Chinonwosu was the 48th overall pick in the 2018 draft.
Okay, so it was 18. It was 18. And is he just now? Is Chinna? How old is Chinna?
That I don't know.
Look it up.
So Hannah Derry says Hendrickson just got paid $30 million. He's 31 years old. I mentioned like Mack and Jadeveon Clowney, Von Miller. There's guys who are playing way into their 30s. So
Chinna's only 29.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, he was young. Yeah, he came out young.
Yeah.
So it's possible.
Yeah, it's a good point, man. Absolutely. If he's playing at a high level still, then he can absolutely. And worst case scenario, we know how these comp picks work. He plays really well, and they don't want to have to pay him at his big age of 30. then yeah, you might be able to get specifically at that position that is a premium, comes with a premium price tag, as you just saw with Owe. You might be able to net another 3rd round pick out of that potentially. Yeah. Again, it's a good problem to have, like I said. So you can make that choice when you get there. But this is a guy that can come in from day one and give you an opportunity to kind of pick up where you left off defensively. And you have a starting 3-edge rotation room, not someone who is a situational pass rusher. You got a guy who can literally go out there and play significant snaps with for you. And I think that he will do that in tandem with Khalil Mack to keep Mack fresh, because, you know, he's the elder statesman in the room by now being backed up by the younger elder statesman. But yeah, so yeah, for me, still an A- for everything that he brings to the table and the fact that he's ready to contribute right now. I can get past the age part because, like you mentioned, edge rushers are performing at a higher level longer in their careers now. You know, sports medicine's come a long way. Guys are taking really good care of their bodies.
And they're not asked to be on the field 100%.
Correct. That was the next point I was going to get to.
Sorry.
Yeah, no. You didn't step on it at all. We just, you know, it's okay. So I'm cool with the fact that, you know, he's a little bit older. Again, I know that's going to be a knock. Some people won't be able to get over that. But less miles, less tread coming off of the tires, because he'll be in that rotation. And you also keep Bud Dupree off of the field. Hell, he might not make the team. Just saying.
Yeah.
Potentially.
So
2 birds, 1 stone.
Last pick of the draft coming up. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's a wild story. Hold on, I'm gonna have to play this. Hold on. Okay. All right, can you hear? All right, here we go.
Not yet.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, here we go.
Rich, let me set the scene for you. The Dallas Cowboys were on the clock at 20 with everyone knowing they were going defense. Pittsburgh Steelers get on the phone with Mekhi Lemon, planning to select him next at 21. Except what they didn't know is the Eagles had actually traded up over them. We're trying to get in touch with Lemon, but he wasn't answering because he was already on the phone with the Steelers. In the end, the Eagles do the trade. They get Mekhi Lemon, and the Steelers grab a tackle right after. Wow. Rich, let me say.
How crazy is that?
So it backs up my theory. They were trying to get another weapon for Aaron Rodgers. It just didn't work out. Oh, wow.
Yeah, did you see that?
Web of the NFL draft.
Oh my gosh.
That sucks. You thought you were getting, come on, tell us how you got your guy now. Please do it. Let's pretend like we didn't hear that.
Oh. Did you not see the Seattle pick yet?
Oh no.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was funny. It's weird. I'm calling him, but he won't pick up. Except in a Chargers scenario, they really just won't pick up. It's not because they're being drafted by anybody else. They're just not expected to be drafted.
Dude because he's on the phone with the team that wants to draft him, and you end up getting him. It's crazy. Let's go, Dylan. Make that freaking pick, man.
He's swallowing that mic.
He's amped.
He is. Which I love, but let's just back off a little bit. As a audio dude.
Yeah, he's smoking that mic. Darren Price.
They took a running back.
Mm-hmm. And you got to replace one.
So
running backs near the top and very back of the draft, and they were teammates.
Yeah.
So 2 first-round backs. Yep.
So, all right. So let me pull up a list So I've been following my where is it? It's not there. Hold on. Here's my list. Can you see that? Not really, huh?
Nah.
So here is who's left that I have graded. Let's go higher. We'll go offense to defense. So here is dark green are blue, dark blue is second round, or geez Louise. Dark green is second round, light green is third round, and then all the yellow is day 3. So on my list, I've got Basantis and Pregnon, Logan Taylor, and then Brian Parker, Dunker, Slaughterloo. Boston's still available. He had a lot of first round hype. Not there anymore. Some very interesting D linemen still available. Cade McDonald would be awesome.
I'm actually shocked that he didn't go in the first. He was getting first round hype for a long time.
Yeah. TJ Parker still available. Cassius Howell, but they already went edge. Jermod McCoy's still there. He fell out of the first round.
That knee must be really holding him back. It's got to be a problem.
Same with McNeil Warren, who fell out.
Did McNeil Warren have injury concerns?
I think so. There was talk about him falling out of the first round because of it.
I didn't hear that. Wow. Okay.
So tomorrow, we're hoping somehow Basantis falls all the way down, but I just don't. And then it just feels like Basantis and Pregnon are going to go real early, and then it's just going to be a mess after that.
Just somebody Photoshop a picture of him with a bong.
Basantis?
Yeah, one of the guards. I don't care. Either one. Get to work. Let AI do its thing.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, this is going to be a wild day too, man.
Normally there's like names like, can you believe this and that? And now it's just like.
So, I mean, no, these are guys that you could understand falling into the second round. Like
Jaden McDaniels is the one guy I'm very surprised did not get picked in the first round. But interior defensive lineman was a kind of a wild card anyway.
Well, McDonald falling into the second round makes sense when you think about the fact that he's purely a run stopper. Like you're looking at someone who plays nose that gives you very little with regard to pass rush on the interior, which teams are looking for now. He can push the pocket a little bit. He's a brick wall against the run, and that means something, but I don't think teams value enough to make it like a priority in the first round. You have to be able to be a little bit more well-rounded, and if you don't offer very much on the interior as a disruptor, other than just being a run stopper, then I can understand why he fell into the second, even though he was being talked up in the first, like literally throughout the entire draft process.
Well, I guess but anyway. So then, but everybody else, I mean, McCoy and McNeil Warren had injury concerns. Linebacker was not strong enough. TJ Parker had some buzz, but you can understand why Howell and Parker fell. None of these. Boston had some first round buzz, but isn't really. I'm not too surprised by that. And then everybody, it just feels like everybody else is where they're supposed to be. So I don't know, man. This doesn't feel like a year where like those gems are going to be there in the second round.
Yeah.
It's got to be Basantis, but I just don't know. Where's the press conference at, by the way? Bold Stub fan. Tell me where it's at.
Probably on Chargers.com, maybe.
I never get why they don't post it on like Twitter or Instagram so we can figure out.
They do it on Facebook sometimes also, but I never go on Facebook. I really should remove that app from my phone, by the way.
Oh, yep. He is on. Hold on, let's listen.
You know, we call them 3 down and 4 down players. You know, that's what he is. Inside pass rush, outside pass rush. You know, that here they talk about the designated pass rusher. You know, but he can also fit the run from the inside and the inside gaps, and he can build the run wall on the edge. So that's that versatile player. I mean, so much like compare him to anybody because it's always unfair, but it's just really top player that, like Joe said, we didn't.
I wish he was the name.
But we're super excited when he was.
Yeah, I just say versatility. You know, like when you get versatile players along the line of scrimmage. I'm not a coach. I'm not Chris. You know, I'm not Dylan and Mike, but you can get creative with that, and you line them up in a lot of different spots and
yes, sir.
Get after it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Inside on early downs, or more so in no passing situation?
In the no passing situations.
No
in the
popper.
down, much like Thule does. I mean, Thule's so effective when playing from the edge or playing inside.
Yep.
Stand out in the process.
Oh, shoot. I mean, in the fall, our scouts were on him, and, you just watched his game after game. Like, you start and the season begins, and heck, it was Notre Dame. Those guys were getting after it, and wow, they got a couple pass rushers at and then he just continued it, and so I'd say the process began in the fall, and scouts were on him, and he just held steady throughout the year.
He's been consistently good too. I mean, if you go back to West Virginia, and all the way to
that's what I
the
just
national
said.
championship game,
and that's what you said.
He had there, and he's going to be. We think like Thule was, early or most of his career. I mean, the add on special teams too. Kickoff, return. Short area quickness is great, and he's a worker. And what I've noticed about our team these first 4 days is not one guy is not in a physically really good position right now. I mean, not one guy, not. And Keem's a worker. He's gonna come right in and fit into our culture, our team. Good person, good player, and guy not afraid to put in the work. I mean, he has proven that through his college journey, and it's gonna fit well.
Yeah, we saw it. We knew before the pick was announced, we could tell it was defense based off Chris's reaction on the camera. Is he somebody who was, campaigning for Keem significantly? Like, what was that like? Because it looked like he was pretty excited.
Yeah, campaigning.
Coaches liked him a lot.
Yeah, coaches like him a lot.
Coaches liked him like Clink came in with he was super fired up too. I mean, just pass rush. It's
less time for your corner staff to cover.
Mm-hmm.
When I think about Clink's line, he's like, pass rush. That's the best corner you can take. It was just a funny exchange with Clink. But
but I would say this. I mean, just speaking for the coaches, because I watched it go down the whole process, and so did Joe. I mean, CO wanted to take the best player, take the best player for the team. Mike McDaniel, take the best player, and same with Vic and all of our assistants. Chandler Henley, tight end coach, was fired up. I mean, he was studying all the tight ends throughout the course of the year. I mean, nobody got the better of Akeem Meador. I mean, we watched that through the scouting process. I mean, he was dominant, and a lot of really good tight ends in this draft.
There was a lot made about his age, being 25. That obviously didn't deter you guys. Is it the play on the field that you guys saw that obviously you guys said no matter what?
Yeah. One is, I think we're going to deal with it now with NIL going forward, and certainly the COVID. We've been through it a little bit. The players have gotten a little bit older. This is an older rookie class, I'd say, and age is what it is, but he's experienced. I mean, he got an education in football at Miami, and it's paid off. And so you just watch the film, and it's good. He's a great player that can help us. And age is just a number.
He's a man. He's polished. He's ready to roll, and very, very great character, mature character. Just fits us good.
In the scouting process, what are the downsides of taking an older player from like GM scouting perspective?
Yeah, I think, when you take young players versus older players, it's like you look at the long term. Like, hey, second contract, third contract. Well, we got a guy who's 34 years old out there, 35. Still kicking ass. So
playing like he's 22.
Yeah. So looks like he's 22. Are you kidding me?
It plays like
but it's younger. He projects out maybe more, but I guess that's where it would factor in. But listen, Akeem he's older, but he's not 35, The
ceiling's already high. He's already hit,
he's so polished.
Maybe it's more, but
Keyword.
He's got a high ceiling.
Polished.
It's not projecting up into that ceiling. So he's a man. He's ready to roll.
What about his personality stood out to you guys? Because right away he said, "I'm ready to come in. I'm ready to play football. I want to get to the facility." Like, he just seems so eager to already be out there.
Yeah, just the sources at schools, and I actually got a text from someone who was at West Virginia with him, and just talked about how much of a worker he is, how great of a person he is, focused. So we interviewed him in Indy, and you just felt that in the room. Like, he's a football player, and mature, driven, intelligent, and just wants to work, and he's going to fit right in here.
How big were the medicals in his evaluation? Left foot, right foot.
Yeah.
Issues in 2023.
Yeah, he had 1 year of issues, and we thoroughly evaluate everybody medically, and
nice.
Take some guys off our board, and but there wasn't a concern with him medically.
I don't know if you rank him this way, but if you did, and if you can remember, where would he fit in terms of interior pass rushers in this draft?
In interior pass rushers in this draft.
If you were evaluating tackles, and if you kick him inside as a pass rusher from the inside, the damage he did there, like, how would that? Is that something that you would slot because you talked about?
Well, we don't. We just say he offers that versatility where he can go inside, but very high to answer your question. He's very quick off the ball. He bends really well.
Lineman and edge player.
He uses his hands well, so he can win inside and outside. I mean, he wins on the edge too. He's not, it's just that type of versatility. Some guys just aren't as comfortable going in there and banging against multiple linemen. They want to work the edge. He doesn't care. He just tell me where to line up and tell me, and I'll attack the quarterback. So you love that.
So there was an edge that went right after him, a couple picks right, and then I think we had two more go. So when you're stacking the edges, how big is versatility? Is that a tiebreaker, or is that like when you're measuring which players you like?
Yeah, I think it factors into the process, but in the end, if a guy's more of an edge rusher and we just think he's better at that, the better player doing what he does and how he plays, and it doesn't make a guy more higher. You don't set him higher just because he can go inside. He's just good at doing both, so that's where we use it all together to rank. It's like a wide receiver that can play outside and in the slot, a corner that can play nickel, and in the end, is he a good football player regardless of where you line him up?
I don't know about that.
You heard the term DPR, designated pass rusher. This is a designated pass rusher who can also set the edge and play first down, second down. So that versatility is really valuable.
Yeah.
And I tell you where else he ranks high to me is just players that want to practice football and play football and be good at football. Give me those guys. Yeah. Give us those kind of competitors. Competitors welcome here.
Do you think he will use the pool more than any other player that we have on the roster, that you have on the roster right now, considering his background? I think what if he want to do a mile a day is what he was working on.
Oh yeah, swimming is a big thing for him.
Some of the guys get in there though. Yeah.
Need to keep that going.
The idea of trading down at your pre-draft presser.
Yeah.
Were you close? Did you have offers?
We did not have an offer. We had calls. And
2 of them.
there was interest. I've been working the phones for 3 days, 4 days, really a week, honestly. Plus, hell, I was talking to teams in the combine and the owners' meetings. So we were definitely open to trading down. There were some teams that were interested at certain points in the draft, and then it just dried up. Like I said last week, it always takes 2, and they have to have a guy there that they want to come up for, and just didn't materialize. But I've had a number of teams call me about yesterday about moving up towards our pick in the second, and teams are interested in our 3rd round pick. So I think there'll be plenty of action opportunities in the next couple rounds as well.
You made about the offensive line. What made you guys go edge instead of O-line, for example?
Best player available. He was top of the board. Yep.
Yes, sir. I know he's meant to say that, but
there's no doubt.
He's not wrong about that.
Good.
Addressing that position.
Good. And Coach and I were talking before we went down. I told you guys this is a good deep draft. It is. It's the top of the. It was going to be volatile in the first round. There's different players, different needs, different ways of drafting. But I think once we settle in, there's going to be players in the second, in the third, in the fourth. I'm telling you, there's going to be linemen there available, and
boy,
and there's going to be corners there available, and there's going to be defensive linemen there available, and inside back. Like it's a good draft, like throughout the middle rounds. And
I wonder what he's focused on.
I feel good about what we're going to be able to.
What did he just say? He said offensive lineman, corner.
Text exchange with John.
Notice it's always the first thing that he says.
Yeah,
for it to be so pressing, you would think it would be more urgency.
What a great draft they have. Is my first coach, Packers coach Tom Minnick, when we were playing for the Ann Arbor Juniors Packers, used to say, "Heck of a deal," and so I texted him that. Great job and heck of a deal, as Tom Minnick would say. And he texted back after we picked Akeem, and he said Akeem was a top 10 player for him. So I even told Joe that. Joe pulled it down.
Yeah.
Way to pull it in, Joe.
Yeah.
What did the thing Clint said to you about those corners and Ashbury or something? When did he say that? Like those that?
Yeah. After we picked him, like Coach was saying how excited he was, Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the first time he said that.
Yeah.
That's because they complement each other.
Absolutely.
Pass rush complements the secondary, makes them have to cover shorter amount of time, and secondary, the longer they're able to cover, the more time our rushers have to get to the quarterback. So those things that works together.
What does this mean for Kyle Kennard and his future?
Kyle's, when I said not one player has not come back, there's not one player that's not in a really great place right now. And Kyle's never felt better, probably since his freshman or sophomore year. He was telling us he had a spur, in there in his that got taken out, and I wasn't pointing at a joint. I'm not a doctor, as you know. But as he was explaining it, I mean, the analogy that came to my mind, where you got a stone in your shoe, it's just makes it hard to be at your best. And so he's in a great place, along with all the rest of the guys on the roster, and team's going to be a great fit.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, I was going to say it's probably about time to get off this anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, initial thoughts.
Well, the funny thing is they asked about the Kyle Kennard situation. Is amazing how we never even remember Kyle Kennard's name. Like he's such a non-existent human being on this roster. But you like him so much that you went and drafted another edge rusher in the first round. So
Yeah.
tells you everything you kind of need to know there. But yeah, they said all the stuff that we basically talked about. You know, how the pass rush complements your coverage. It makes things a lot easier. Steve Klingscale loving edge rushers is hilarious because again, he knows it makes his corners' lives that much easier. But also all of the stuff that we talked about, the word they kept reiterating was polish, and that's what I keep saying, like ready to go. It's not somebody that you're going to have to really get into the swing of things. The funny thing is, he's in the same conference as Fernando Mendoza. Yeah. Sorry.
That's okay.
Popcorn. So yeah, Mendoza is going to have Meador haunting his dreams again twice a year. Well, at some point, whenever he gets in. But another thing, folks, to pay attention to that probably didn't stand out to you if you didn't watch very closely. The versatility thing that they also mentioned comes into play that he can also drop into coverage, and he's very adept at it. For someone who played interior defensive line that kicked out the edge to be athletic enough to also move around pretty decently in coverage, I would not be shocked if he sneaks a pick in this year or something like that, or rolls out in the coverage at some point and breaks up a key pass. But everything that Meador is, the team will be able to use to great effect. And quick homework assignment for folks, if y'all want to do a little bit more research on Meador and key games. I know I mentioned a national championship game, but other games that you should probably look into that tell you a lot about who he is as a player. The Ohio State game in the playoffs. Go back and look at that Virginia Tech game. He had a hell of a game against NC State. And then some of those earlier games, like week 1 against Notre Dame, where he let them put the world on notice. He and Bain let everyone know what kind of year it was going to be, that game. And then also Florida as well. So there's enough watching material to hold you over until we get in round 2 tomorrow.
I thought it was interesting him talking about him being on special teams. If you're going to be that edge 3, you want to be able to contribute in other areas as well, and having him just get some work on teams is pretty important too.
Yeah.
I'm still I didn't understand the question Matt was trying to get at with do you judge interior pass rusher for edge? Where did you rank him? I don't know what that meant, but because that's like saying if he gets a pass deflection on the outside, did you judge him when he gets it on the in the slot? What? It's he's still getting after the quarterback, and they're two different positions anyway. But what I think is also interesting is that he mentioned there's going to be some good guards in the 3rd and 4th round. Like he mentioned 3rd and 4th round. And I look at the list and just think who could he possibly be talking about? Now he could be just blowing smoke. I don't know, but I am very wary of the next day, the 2nd and 3rd round picks. But he was the best player available, in my mind. And so I loved to hear them say that, which I know they're going to say it. It's exactly what we thought. And they've got his position pretty well pegged, playing inside and outside and being able to contribute immediately, and polished.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, nothing totally outstanding in that, but he did hearing Ortiz talk about how there's gonna be good offensive linemen, and what did he mention? Corner and interior defensive linemen. He just started rattling up positions. I'm thinking those are obviously the ones he's targeting.
Well, also, it feels like he caught himself because the first thing he said was offensive line. And then it was almost like, oh, crap, I don't want everyone to know that that's what I'm focused on. So let me just give you 3 more so you so you can pick from any of these. Nah, you told on yourself, bro.
Yeah. So, so to recap, we both gave it an A-. I think age plays the biggest factor in why it would be knocked down from A. But we both agreed it was the best player available, and we love what he can do right away. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say the other weird question was about him playing early downs on the interior.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
why?
I know. I know.
Why?
Sometimes, like, I've been in that room before, and sometimes there's guys who just want to like have their voice heard, kind of just like so that their face is like in there. You know what I mean? Like they want to make an impression. Like if I don't say anything, Harbaugh won't know I'm here. So if I just throw a question out there, at least he knows that I'm here. And yeah,
Asking the question just for the hell of it
yes,
is no. That I'm just trying to understand the rationale behind that one. And I mean, Popper asked it. Popper does good work. Like works really hard. Nothing but respect to him. I just didn't understand the motivation for that question. Like what? Like I don't understand why it makes sense. Yes, he used to play interior defensive lineman. He was also like 30, 40 pounds heavier. So now at 265, why would you expect him to play like 3 tech?
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, don't want to harp on it.
All right, so did the Dolphins really take Proctor over Vega? Is that right? I thought that was after Vega.
Oh, wait, they did.
Did we not put that together?
Wait, hold on. Yeah, Proctor went to the Dolphins at 12. But again, Proctor's going to play tackle. Don't think of it as him kicking inside the guard. If that is what they did, they're crazy. But I'm assuming they thought they were taking a tackle.
Yeah, he's right.
Yes.
Wow.
But again, if he's playing tackle, which is what I'm assuming that they're going to do with him, then again, tackle value over guard, just in the pecking order.
Yeah.
But if you're telling me they drafted Caden Proctor and they're kicking him inside over Vega, yeah, like go ahead, sell the franchise.
Okay, so that I'm ready to wrap it up. I think we're pretty good here. Lots of good stuff on Meador. We talked about earlier. Obviously, Craig's got his University of Miami gear on. He was excited. And we both agreed before the pick that this was the best player available. Happy that they ended up going that route. Did not think he was going to be available. And I'm happy that he was, because after that, I just don't. It would have been rough. But here we are. Now the question becomes tomorrow, where does the guard come from? Because if he's talking about if they leave day 2 without a guard, and he's still talking about there's starting guards around 3 and 4, he said, he's gonna miss me with that. I cannot get on board with any of that unless somehow somebody drops. But even if they did, why they didn't take him in the 2nd or 3rd round would have been the question at that point. So, live show tomorrow. Craig, are you available? I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, so I'm traveling. I'll be heading to Louisiana for Jazz Fest. So tomorrow I'll try to pop in. I probably won't be able to be on very long. I might even have to do it from my phone, to be completely honest with you. So I'll do my best to hop on at some point, but it'll probably be for a very short time.
Okay, so Uproar West. We'll have to see what Jamie's up to, if Stanley's feeling better, if Stebbs can jump on. We'll have to figure all that out very soon, and if we'll have a show tomorrow. Hoping so. But we will let you guys know very, very soon. All right. We are good. Thanks to everybody for tuning in for almost 3.5 hours of this. It was fun. We normally have a big crew here, but having just Craig and I was pretty good. So see y'all tomorrow for Rutledge. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news story, but
if only
he went already. And I'm sorry to be the guy that let you know that the Texans drafted him at 26, I think. But thanks again, guys. Make sure you subscribe. We will send something out when we do end up figuring out exactly what we're doing tomorrow. But we will see you next time. Thanks, everybody.
Big salute. It's all about the you.